Okay. I think we need to move this one forward a bit.
Forward that.
Like backwards. Maybe. Is it okay? And then this one needs to come this way. Right.
Should I go on YouTube or be on TikTok?
Yeah, but just reduce the volume.
Which one am I going on? Both of them.
Yeah.
Based on where I'm going to be.
Yeah, just to drop a comment. Hi.
Which one?
Just to drop a comment. It's TikTok. It's whichever one.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, out of the camera. Hi guys. Welcome to our live streaming. Welcome to our live streaming. I can't start anymore. It's your face that keeps speaking.
You can change position.
Is this? I don't know. I think it was because of my glasses. Oh, baby, I don't hold the camera.
Which one am I going to?
No. Just Aboro Aboye. Welcome to our live streaming today. Please keep tapping on the screen. Yeah, you need to do that. Tapping on the screen is very important. The guys in the house don't know I'm live yet. Keep tapping on your screen. Welcome to our live streaming. You see what I'm saying? Look at what it looks like here. Look at what it looks like. It looks like somebody is trying to do, what's that thing called? You know, that drawing thing that feels. Does Divyakana also teach Odinani on live streaming too? I think we should catch it from my phone. Don't worry, we'll answer your questions. Let's keep tapping on our screen and let's have more people on this live streaming. What do you do when you are at a sleepover? Okay, that's not what we're talking about on this live streaming. Thank you. This is Ifa College. This is I see the comments on YouTube. This is Ifa College TikTok channel, and this is Iyanifaiwa TV on YouTube. Welcome to our live streaming, and today we'll be talking about Ifa and Odinani. Just give you some, brief thing about what's going on there. So Ifa is Yoruba spirituality, and
Odinani is Igbo spirituality.
okay. Ekuroleo from India. How are you doing? Thank you for joining us. Keep tapping on your screen, keep liking, keep sharing. Keep liking, keep sharing, keep tapping on your screen. Should I do it? Keep tapping on your screen, keep liking, keep sharing. Let's get our contact here. So for those of you that don't know, let's make a formal introduction. You know we're not going to start speaking until it's 10K likes, right? So you need to do better than you're doing right now. What?
How long is it left? Do you know?
I don't know. Right here. Keep tapping, keep liking, keep sharing. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. You subscribe to my channel. Wow, thank you so much. Thank you. This is Ifa College.
No, it says from Iran.
Yeah.
It's from Cameroon.
This is Ifa College. Thank you very much for joining. Keep liking, keep tapping, keep sharing. Thank you for your gifts. Elaboru, elaboye, elaboshiseo. Mushiogbo atoyin. Thank you so much and welcome to today's live streaming. So today we are going to be talking about the two biggest tribes in Nigeria that is connected to their ancestral roots, ancestral DNA, to their culture, to their tradition, and to their spirit. And at the moment, right now, looking at every tribe in Nigeria, the two major tribes where people are totally devoted to connecting back to their roots and making their life better through their own custom and tradition is Yoruba and Igbo spirituality. Hausa people are not really doing much.
The other tribes that are like the Robo people.
The major tribes,
We are saying the Uber not major.
they're not there are three major tribes in Nigeria: Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo. Tribe, major tribe. Someone says Benin and Yoruba. So the major part of spirituality that is practiced in Benin can be linked to Yoruba spirituality too. So when you are considering major in numbers, you would link Benin and Yoruba spirituality together. You get. But we are speaking on Igbo spirituality. That's like the whole of the southeast, and Yoruba spirituality. That's not to mean that every other tribe is not recognized, but the two major tribes, we have three major tribes, so the two, that's what we are speaking on today. So by way of introduction, as you're joining in, please let me know where you're streaming from. Hello on YouTube. Hi, how are you doing? From Los Angeles. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining.
I would say Nigerian people are very kind.
Nigerian people are very kind. Oh my goodness, that makes me feel good once again for being in Nigeria. As you join, please let us know where you are streaming from. Keep tapping on your screen. Let's know where you are streaming from as you join. From Lagos, Case Lodge. Thank you for joining us from Lagos. Thank you very much. And from Belgium, but you are Yoruba. Thank you so much. Ẹ ṣé o, ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́ o níbi tẹ́ wà, ẹ káalẹ́ àti kúrò nírọ̀lẹ́, alẹ́ la wà, ẹ káalẹ́. Good evening. Keep tapping on your screen from Ibadan. Ẹ ṣé gan ni o. Keep tapping on your screen, keep liking, keep sharing, and keep your gifts coming in. Ẹ ṣé gan ni o. Ashe Elaboru Elaboye Elaboshishe from Croatia. Is that Croatia?
Wait, which one?
The last comment.
KSC.
Yeah.
That was a Croatia, yes.
KSA is Saudi Arabia. Thank you. That's the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
That was a Croatia, yes.
From Jamaica. Oh, is that Jamaica? That looks like their flag.
Yes, you say Rastaman and Queen. Yeah, Jamaica.
Oh, thank you so much from Jamaica. From Arepo that should be between Lagos and Ogun State. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Eshe goni o, Ashe Laboru, Elaboye, Elaboshishe. Thank you very much for joining. So if you have questions that is pertaining to Ifa and Odinani is Igbo spirituality. For those of you that don't know, that's the name for the Igbo spirituality. I have to always turn this thing.
So I don't steal your filter.
Auntie Lande, thank you so much. I can see our regular streamers now are coming in. From the UK, Eshe Gonio, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So the reason we have decided to have this today is from Meron. Thank you. That's in Lagos. Thank you very much for joining. The reason we have decided to have this today is I can't count the number of times people have asked me, non-Yoruba indigenes have asked me, can we practice Ifa? We have a lot of non-Yoruba people that practice Ifa. From Texas, thank you so much. You have a question. Please, if you have a question, just go ahead and type it. You don't need to say you have a question.
Please, I like you. Watch you from Germany.
Oh, thank you so much from Germany.
Thank you. Your mother? No, she's not my mother. She's my wife.
Thank you so much from Germany. People can be rude though.
No, normal now.
Thank you so much. Hi. What's the difference between faith and belief? Okay. Keep your questions coming in. Keep your question coming in. Once we hit 10K likes on what's it called? On TikTok, we'll take all the questions. Keep your questions coming in. We have a flash goal on TikTok. We have a flash goal on TikTok. What's our flash goal? Is it heart finger they call this thing? Finger heart. Okay. Our flash goal is the finger heart, and 14 people for the finger heart. Thank you so much. Thank you. 13 more people. Thank you so much. Auntie Lande Eshio. 12 more people for the finger heart. Can I marry an Ivorian person while I'm doing traditional practice?
Why
You can
not?
marry anybody. Traditional practice does not say. Thank you so much, Motara. Ẹ ṣé gan ni o, as you are giving ajé àbùsí fún yín o láṣẹ Èdùmàrè, ẹ ní táwọ́ ná, ọwọ́ yín ò ní kàn sálẹ̀ àpò láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. As you help us meet our target on the live streaming, every target you have set for yourself, lọ́lá àwọn tó nílẹ̀, lọ́lá àwọn tó ṣílẹ̀kùn ọjọ́ ìní, Elédùmarè á fi ṣe é nírọ̀rùn fún yín láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. How do we practice in diaspora without access to the Ewe àti Egbo? Motara, just hold the thought of your question. I would answer your question. Just hold the thought. That's the second question. Someone said, should I marry an African woman as a
Kurdish man.
Kurdish man? You see, so we have similar questions. Now somebody is asking, can he marry an Ivorian? Another person says, can they marry African? So I think the question is not so much of the tribe or the continent or the color or the race. The question is, can you marry this particular person? That should be your question. You don't have, when you say Ivorian, African, there are 1,001 women that are described as Ivorian. And it is not every one of those women that would match your own destiny, that would match your own path in life. You understand? So whether the person is American, Russian, Angolan, British, Nigerian, the most important question is, this person I want to do life with, this person I want to get married to, can I fulfill my purpose with this person? Which is where a spiritual divination comes in. Is that okay? So if you have a choice of people that you have met, I mean, before you can say, can I marry somebody, you must have met them, or you must at least know them. So you can come with the names of those people. Then we'll do a spiritual check-in or a spiritual reading for you, and then we can find out, does this person align with your destiny? It is not so much of whether the person is from a certain tribe or a certain country. Now, for the person that asks, can I marry an Ivorian while I'm while I'm doing traditional practice? So you need to find out the person, that Ivorian person you are eyeing or you're looking at. Is the person open to traditional practice? Is the person open to African spirituality? Because if they are not open to African spirituality, there is no even need checking, because it's going to be stressful. Or what do you think?
Yeah, it's a bit stressful because you need to be open to. They need to be open to your spiritual practice.
Yeah.
And very encouraging of it, but at least not discouraging of it. You need to be encouraging of it, whether they are Ivorian or whether they are and from anywhere. The person needs to allow space for you to practice
Exactly. So
as needed.
irrespective of where the person is, one of the first and major things that you should consider is somebody that aligns with your spiritual practice. Just the same way those in religion will say, oh, I can't marry this, I'm in love with this person, but I can't marry this person because they are Christian, and then I'm Muslim because they are Muslim, and then I'm Christian. It is not a, it's not a religious thing, it's just a human thing. You need to be with somebody you agree with, somebody that agrees with you on something that happens to be the major part of your life. Your spiritual practice is a major part of your life. So if you do not have somebody that aligns with you on that, it will be very challenging. And trust me, some things are better avoided. Someone is asking me a question here.
In the practice of Odinani, do you perform ebos just as you do in Ifa? Yes. Ebos, appeasements, offerings, sacrifices, these are all done in Odinani. In Odinani, it's called Ichraja, which is to offer sacrifice.
Okay.
And then it's also called Inyu Iyi, to give thanks or to offer offerings.
Okay.
So yes, they are done in Odinani as well. The same way you would have it to an Ebo in
Ifa.
Ifa. So
I think generally across Africa spirituality,
sacrifice and offering
sacrifice, offering, and
standard
appeasement is
standard
standard
procedure.
with
It's standard
every
procedure.
spiritual practice. Is
There has to
standard.
be offering.
Is
There has to
standard.
be offering. There has to be an exchange.
In fact, I think in every form of spirituality, it's in every form of spirituality, because even the Abrahamic religion, they have one form of offering or the other, one form of sacrifice or the other, one form of appeasement or the other that is recorded in their holy books. It is a
So
exactly. It is standard with spirituality. There has to be appeasement and sacrifices. Now,
in the way it's done
In-
based on African spirituality.
yes,
The way it is done by offering fruits or offering animals or offering is standard procedure. Yes, that's it has to be done that way.
okay. Somebody is asking, have you moved the time slot from 6 a.m. Nigerian time to 10 p.m. or is this a special broadcast? This is a special broadcast. The 6 a.m. Nigerian time program, which is Ashe for today, we have wrapped up season 1 of Ashe for today. As soon as we start season 2 of Ashe for today, which is next month, October, I would officially announce that Ashe for today has started. Now, if you are not on the Ifa global community, you will not get messages, you will not get information as they come. So if you are not on the Ifa global community, please, if you're on YouTube, go to the bio, or is it profile that is called on YouTube. You will see the link to the Ifa global community. Once you join the community, you will be receiving updates when we are going to start the Ashe for Today season 2. You will receive an update for that. But this is a special live streaming, right? So this is not a substitution for Ashe for Today. Ashe for Today is the way you start your morning, so it has to be in the morning at the start of each day. Thank you for that. Somebody said, can you shed light on the role and importance of kola nut in Isheshe and Odinani? Okay. Sorry, I'll be taking the questions one by one. I'll be taking your questions one by one. So I will share what it means in Ifa, and then he will talk about what it means in Odinani. So in Ifa, kola nut represent so many different things. You have to go through the Odrifas one by one to see the different divinations or the different essays that speak about kola nut. Now, we use it in Ifa consultation, in certain forms of consultation, and it is used as a consultation tool because it has foresight. So in our consultation, any item that has foresight that is consecrated to Ifa can be used for that divination, not only the kola nut, but the kola nut is the most widely used. So you can have 4 kola nuts, one kola nut broken into 4 parts. We call it awe in Yoruba. So the kola nut we use for that divination is alawe meri, the one that opens into 4 sides. So when you do that, it goes up, down, you know. Some might be 3 up, 1 down. There's a description or definition for each of them. Now, you can use the bitter kola too. You can use groundnut, you can use cowrie shells, you can use sugar cane that you have broken down into 4 parts. It's going to give you the same result, but most widely used is the kola nut. Is that okay? So it is a divination tool, which is why in Yoruba we say ọ̀rọ̀ tí obì ń sọ. That is the words that the kola nut is speaking. It is used to speak words to us as a divination tool. Then again, we use we use kola nut while we're making prayers. Different elements, different plants, different anything in nature, a spirit is attached to it. So there are different things in nature that has different spirits attached to it. In Yoruba spirituality, when we use kola nut for prayers, we say obìnrin ń bíkú, obìnrin bí àrùn, which means that kola nut takes away sickness, it takes away death, it takes away negative things. So when a prayer is made for you using the kola nut is the one that is taking away this negativity from you. All right, so you are giving the kola nut in exchange for that. Thirdly, kola nut is included in most of the sacrifices that we make as a requirement from the orishas. Ifa accepts it. Most of the sacrifices we make, aside from the fact that it is used for communication, you add the obi so that you can get a message from the orisha you are giving your ebo to, which is why I said earlier, ọ̀rọ̀ tí obi ń sọ, the words that the kola nut is speaking. So when we get to where we are placing our ebo by Eshu or any orisha we are taking the ebo to, we have to make divination with the kola nut to ask, what is this orisha saying to us? We have brought ebo to this orisha. What is the orisha saying back to us? You understand? So pretty much what kola nut represents in Yoruba spirituality in Ifa. So let's have it in. Yeah.
So in Odinani and in Igbo culture, kola nut is a very important item. It's a very important item in Igbo culture, especially when inviting guests or showing people that they are welcome. Kola nut is used. It's called oji, and in Igbo, ndị Igbo say that onye wetala oji wetala ndụ. That's whoever brings kola brings life. It's a gesture of I come in peace, I come with blessings. And if someone offers you kola nut in Igbo land, they are telling you that you're welcome to my space. I come in peace. I bring good tidings. Our meeting is for our mutual benefit. So for Odinani and Igbo spirituality, it's similar to using it for divination purposes or part of the a part of the divination process to see if something, maybe an offering has been accepted or will be accepted or not. And so getting the one kola nut that has 4 pieces or four parts, that's what is usually used for those aspects of divination to get clarity, either yes or no. And so yeah, so kola nut is very important and very, very central to Igbo culture and to Odinani as a spiritual practice. So yeah.
Okay. I'm scrolling up to see the previous questions. I can see. Okay, so we've answered the Ivorian one. What's the next question? This combo is really lovely. Thank you. Where is the dimensions going? Samuel, there's a Samuel that's been asking questions.
He's the one I talked about. I think he's the one I talked about the Ivorian.
Is it the same person?
Yes, I think so.
No.
Because he said the person sees it as demonic.
Eshushim.
Okay.
Eshushim is the one that asked. So a Samuel is asking, where is the dimensions going? I don't see any previous conversation that led us to dimension. African spirituality, Ifa, and the Igbo one.
Okay, well, that's the person was asking.
Why was
the box not open for us to come up? Because it's not open for you to come up. We just started. Okay,
your tradition, Yoruba tradition stands alone. We don't mix. My sister, we should be up because I love this conversation so deep. We have not even started making any conversation. So what conversation are you really loving? Let's consult Ifa for real. If you need an Ifa consultation, just send a message via the WhatsApp number that is showing on your screen now. You can send the message via the WhatsApp number. Yeah, so you can send a message via the WhatsApp number that is showing on your screen. I do not do consultations on live streaming. And here is why I don't do consultation on live streaming. I mentioned it in one of my videos. If you go on my page, you'll see that video right now. People share too much of their personal information in a public place. And a lot of you don't understand what the spiritual information mean and the implication of it, the link and the direction that it has with your life. You come to a live streaming and you want somebody to do a divination for you on live streaming, meaning that you'll be sharing your name and your mother's name in a public place. Why do you want to do that? That is giving access to somebody to open the portal of your life. There are things that people guard jealously. Is that okay? There are things that people guard with their lives. Same thing I said when I mentioned what's that? Same thing I said when I mentioned our Odrifa. Your Odrifa is your life's DNA. It is the summary of your entire journey of this life. It talks about your taboos, your strengths, your weaknesses, the things you are supposed to avoid, things you are not supposed to eat, colors you are not supposed to wear. Those things are included in your Odrifa. So when you are jumping from one random live streaming, one random page to another, typing my the Odrifa that birthed me is Ose Otura, please can you explain it? It's like you come on a live streaming and say, oh doctor, this is my entire medical records, this is my bank account and my password, this is the pin to my card. That is exactly what it looks. In fact, it's more than that. So if you are coming on a live streaming and you're telling somebody to do a divination for you on a live streaming, Ifa divination particular, maybe some other divination, they just need to look at your eyes like this and look at your profile picture and they start to give you messages. Maybe those ones. But an Ifa divination that requires your name and your mother's name, there is no babalawo or Iyanifa that will do that. If you find anybody doing that, that is your first red flag from them to you that they are not Ifa priest or priestesses. Because if there is anything that we hold high in the practice of Ifa and Isheshe is confidentiality. Babalawo, Iyanifa, Awo, if you know what Awo means, Awo is secrecy, is confidentiality. When you hear a Yoruba person speak to somebody else, people that don't even practice Ifa, when you hear them say things like Awola Foroyense, meaning that this conversation we just had now is a conversation of secrecy and confidentiality. You are not supposed to tell anybody about it. That is what Ifa is. It is Awo. We have to keep your information in confidence. Is that okay? Someone said your number is switched off. No, you're not calling the number. You're sending a message via WhatsApp. All right, that number is a WhatsApp number. It's not available for calls. The only time you're allowed to call is if you have scheduled an appointment. If that number is open for calls, everybody will be blowing, 1,001 people will be blowing off the line, wanting to speak every day. And aside from speaking to you, there's so many other things that we still have to do. The real work. Is that okay? So, I saw one yesterday on TikTok. Babalawo was visible and his client was hidden. And he was telling you information of the client on TikTok. That's interesting. Like I said to you, when people ask me, how do I identify a true Babalawo? These are the things that you see. You should ask such a person, where is the confidentiality? It's like a doctor. How would you feel if a doctor brings his patient online and he covers the face of the patient and he's talking and he's reading the person's
age, the person's name, the person's mother's name,
and he's reading the person's medical records on a live streaming? How will that make you feel? No, let's talk about it. How would it make you feel as a person? Or if a lawyer brings out your file and he says, oh, I will cover the face of the client, and he begins to read, oh, my client has done this, he jumped over the fence 3 days ago, this is how we are going to sort out the case. They don't do that. You don't. It's called confidentiality for a reason. So it is not part of our practice. In fact, if two people come to a Babalawo for a divination, he would ask the other person to step out. Except if the person insists, the same way a doctor does. If you are there with your wife, please, can your wife excuse? I have some things to share. Except if you insist, my wife is going to be here, before they do, because they swore an oath of confidentiality. It's the same thing we do in spirituality. There is an oath that is binding this profession. So you don't do it. And even if the priest or priestess doesn't care about you and they want you to give your information, you, the owner of the life and information, I think you should do better for yourself. Most people don't understand, like we always say, most people don't know that their spiritual life is a part of their life, is a part of their health. Like you have your health, like you have your finances, like you have your marriage and relationship. Like you won't come outside now and start to spill secret information about your partner and then telling, oh, my husband's name is this, he works in this place, last week he did this and this. The only time that you find people doing like that is if trailer has crossed their middle, like Yoruba will say, tí trailer bá ti gbàrin wọn kọjá, is when there is a fight that people do that. But when things are going, you don't do it. So please, there's certain information about yourself you should guard jealously. What's the reason somebody will do that for you on a live stream? Because you want to get free divination. Because you want to get free divination. That's the only reason you would come on a live stream and be saying, oh, please help me check, can I marry this person? No, go into their DM if you trust them. Have a proper divination done. It's your life we are talking about here. If anything goes wrong, you are the first person to feel the heat. You will be the one looking for solution and running for help up and down. So please, let's not, you understand, let's not put that as a part of our practice. Someone says, if we marry a different tribe, can our kids practice any cultural spirituality they want, or is it only the father's culture? So that is for you in your marriage to decide what you want. There is no hard and fast rule about it.
That has to be, yeah, it depends on the one.
It depends on you and the person that, which is why they also said earlier on, I think this is the person that asked if they can marry an Ivorian.
Right.
That's why I said earlier on, the choice of spiritual practice is something that you have to take seriously when you are making a choice for a partner. This conversation is what you would have with your partner. That partner is the mother of your child, in case you are the man. And if you're a woman, that partner is the father of your child. So if there's anybody that is going to determine what the children will do, it should be the parents involved. I am not the one that is going to tell you how you are supposed to raise your parents. You are a woman, exactly. So you are not the one that is going to tell the man, oh, this is what I want the children to do. You will sit down and both talk about it, which is why I said, make sure that you find yourself somebody that shares the same spiritual practice, spiritual ideas with you. It is very important. Don't fall in love to the point where you think, oh, when we have children, we'll sort it out. No. Make sure that you guys are on the same page. You have both decided this is what our spiritual practice is going to be. And you have both accepted it before you go ahead. And make sure that they are not accepting it for you because of the feelings of the moment. You get, when you meet somebody and you're in love, you just want to accept so many things. So please, yeah. This Motara person has asked, how do we practice in the diaspora? Do you want to answer her on that? You are just coming from the diaspora recently. Are there similarities between Mauritius and
Okay. Well, to answer this question,
which one are you answering? This one or that
answer
one?
this one first.
Okay. So the question here says, the question is on YouTube. It says, are there similarities between Orishas and the deities, the Orishas in Ifa and the deities in Odinani? For example, please can you pronounce that?
Akwali Omumu.
Akwali Omumu and Oshun. Okay.
Okay, to answer that question, there is similarities in terms of using the examples for Akwali Omumu and Oshun, the similarities are that Akwali Omumu deals with fertility and childbirth, right? And the Oshun deals with femininity, fertility, yes, fertility, yes. But the difference is that Oshun is more personalized. The Orisha is more. There's more stories around Oshun, like in terms of like a divine personality. Whereas Akwaliamomo and other Alose, in Igbo spirituality are more impersonal. It's not, you don't have communities that have stories around sort of personal relationships with them or personalizations around them. They are just spiritual, they are impersonal spiritual forces of nature, that
So
we
they didn't exist
they
in
exist,
human
but
form.
yeah, not in human form. They are just
Okay.
spiritual
Spirits.
forces,
They're just
yes.
always been in spirit
Yes,
form.
spiritual forces,
Okay.
yes, as opposed to the Orisha that we have existed
We
in
know where they were born.
born, yes,
We know
but
their
in
family line.
yeah, but not, it's not like that in um
And that is generally for the Alusi.
yes, that is how it is for the Alusi.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me add a little on that. I know a lot of people we love to compare. We love comparison.
And to
And
draw parallels
yes,
and
and all of that. But you see, I always advise, let's not do that in spirituality. Every form of spirituality is unique in its own way. Now, I would explain this. To understand how the divine and supreme being deals with us and to understand why we have this diversity in spirituality, let me explain. For instance, let me pick up the name of somebody on this live streaming. Take for instance, Motara is a man. Okay, so we have Mr. Motara. Now, Mr. Motara is a man. Okay, he's a husband to his wife. He's a husband to his wife, a father to his children. He's a child to his parents, a grandchild to his grandparents. He's an employee to his employer. He's a business partner to the people that they are running a business. If he has a side company that he has created, he's an employer in his side business. To his friends, he's their paddy. To some people, he's their neighbor. To some other people at the club, he's their club member. Now, the same Mr. Omotara is all of these things. Now, if you look at it, the relationship that Mr. Omotara has with his wife is not the same relationship that he has with his children. It's not the same relationship he has with his parents. In fact, he might have a different relationship with his father than he has with his mother, but it's the same person. So when you see him at work, if he happens to be that boss that is very bossy, he doesn't take any nonsense. The moment people see him, they try to clear their table. Mr. Motara is coming. But when he comes home to his children, they literally jump on him. They roll on the floor with their dad. They can sit on his head. He can tell them go there and they will not go. You understand? Now, if the employees at work are going to describe Mr. Omotara, they will describe him as, he's a very strict man. He doesn't take any nonsense. I've never seen that man smile before. And then his child is like, no, that's not my dad. My dad is a very soft gentleman. In fact, I think I'm stronger than him. He's the same man. Different relationships with different people. The experience that his child has cannot invalidate the experience that his neighbor has. His neighbor sees him as, does this man even speak at all? They say hi to him, he just goes. Meanwhile, his friends at the club, everybody is laughing and gisting. He's the life of the party. The same person. So every form of spirituality has a different kind of experience and relationship with the divine, and none can invalidate the other. So instead of us trying to compare and draw parallels and look for similarities and differences, let us just acknowledge the uniqueness that comes with it. Oshun is Oshun. Yemoja is Yemoja. People say, oh, Yemoja is mermaid. Yemoja is not mermaid. Yemoja is not mermaid. Mami water is not Yemoja. Mami water is a water spirit that is dedicated to some group of people, and it is valid, and that's what it is. Is that okay? So once you understand that, they are standalone entities. powerful and beautiful in their own way for a specific group of people. Can they perform the same thing in different places? Oh, yes. But they are standalone, no comparison, not they are different, totally different. One of the things that I will say makes Ifa unique is the fact that Ifa welcomes everybody, irrespective of whether you are Yoruba, you are Igbo, you are Chinese. Ifa says you will find yourself here. It will connect with you. The Orishas in Ifa can attend to everybody because they literally walk this earth as people. Irrespective of what your experience is, they have all had that experience. We are all recycling the same thing. There is nothing new under the heaven. That is what makes it easy for them to be able to relate with people irrespective of where they are from. I hope you get it. The second question, yeah, she has asked her
How do we,
questions.
that was-
How do we practice in the diaspora? Yeah.
Well, if it's for Odinani, so Odinani, there's a focus on your chi, which is your first force, and your chi and your ndichi, who are your ancestors. So basically, just having that dedicated, what you can do in that aspect is to have a dedicated place where you communicate daily with your chi, where you get nzu or chalk or traditional chalk, and you just have a space where you dedicate, where you go to pray and consult with your chi every day, or your ancestors, the dedicated space where you have images to represent your ancestors. And then for your chi, you go there, you pray, and then you offer libations. That's water, um, nzu, which is the cultural chalk,
Yeah.
edo, the same thing, and then cola nut as well, and water or spirit, but mostly water is fine. And so you just have that dedicated space where you go to daily to sort of to meditate, to speak to your chi and consult with your chi, and just speak with Chukwu Abiyama, which is the great source.
Yeah.
And then also have
Mr. Mike, welcome.
in that space, in that conversation with your personal chi. Because in Ordinary, there's an acknowledgement of the great source, which is Chukwu Abiyama or Chineke. And then there's also a direct acknowledgement of your own individual first force, which is your chi.
Which is like the Uri?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then we also have a very strong acknowledgement of ancestors, which is your Ndichi. So having a space where you daily have where you have communion in this way with your chi, with your Ndichi, and with Chukwu Abiyama, inviting them into your day, asking them to guide you and support you in your daily affairs, pouring libations for them to let them know that you acknowledge their existence and their support in your life. And that's how you do it. And then also learning about the Igbo culture, the 4 market days, Eke, Ori, Afonaokwo, and how, what best practices on each day and how those practices affect you. And also just learning more about Igbo culture and proverbs, oral traditions, songs. That is how you can stay rooted, with the Igbo culture and the Igbo spiritual system.
Okay. So for Ifa, so I feel like a lot of people in the diaspora think that they are at a disadvantage when it comes to practicing African spirituality. But here is what it is. Whether you're in the diaspora or you're at home,
spirit,
whatever it is you are doing, spirit can connect with you everywhere you are. Your ancestors will connect with you everywhere you are. Now, a lot of people ask these questions because of certain things you're supposed to do, the airbos, the etutus that you're supposed to do. So whether you are in Nigeria or you're in diaspora, you are not the one that is performing aibo by yourself. Aibo is a professional thing that has to be done by a trained professional,
called to do it.
Somebody that is called and trained to be a spiritual priest or priestess. They are the ones that can give a tutu and aibo. So whether you're in Nigeria or in the diaspora, your Babalawo or Yanifa are the ones that is going to do this aibo on your behalf. Whether you're in Nigeria or in the diaspora, Divinations can be made for you. It doesn't matter where you are. It is spirituality, remember. Now, when people tell me, I don't think Ebo will be accepted if I'm not there. I tell them, I say, have you ever seen a Babalawo sit down in Nigeria and summon somebody from Australia to say, they will shake it. Da, 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 shake, 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 shake. They will take the person's picture, even if they don't have a picture. Call the person's name.
Yeah,
XYZ, the daughter of ABC,
exactly.
whatever it is you are doing right now, pack your bag and come. Till they land at Muritala Mohammed Airport, they are not aware of what's happening. They will just get to the airport. It's the heat in
Yeah.
Lagos Airport that will Swiss them.
And even then, it might not be enough to
That
awaken
was,
them
I'm telling
until
you,
they land
until they get to
in
where
the
they're
house.
supposed. If that can work,
How much more
if that
your-
can work, trust
what-
me,
your prayers
your
and your
divination,
offerings.
your to an able is not the problem. So even if you are present there, if you are there in person, when your able and Itutu is being done, the best you will be doing is just to make
watching
a share.
and say a share.
You will just say, you will say
Yeah,
a share, you will be praying, which you can do irrespective of where you are. So I don't want people in the diaspora feeling like they are disadvantaged. I know how it could feel, when you're far away from home. I know how it feels when you are there in person. You can see these things, you have these goosebumps all over your body, makes you feel like. But we're in 2025. You can always hop on a video call with your spiritualist to see what's going on there. They can always record the parts that can be recorded. But most importantly is your spirit has to be aligned with what is being done. So if you are coming into Ifa, he has explained to you how it is when you're practicing Igbo spirituality, Odinani. If you are coming into Ifa, you start by making your Itefa or your Ishefa. You have your own Ifa. Your Ifa can be sent to you anywhere you are. Your Babalawo or your Yanifa will explain to you how you make your Iwu race in the morning using your Ifa. Now, I have a video on my pages, either you're on TikTok or you're on YouTube, where you can subscribe to learn how to pray the right way in Ifa and in Isheshe. You learn that irrespective of where you are, you learn it. So you know how to communicate every day with your Ori, with Olodumare, with your ancestors, with your spirit. You have that. And then if you have your Ifa already, your Babalawo and Yanifa will teach you how to make Ebo, how to do your Ose, how to do your Ose every 5 days. That is your Seifa. You get your kola nut, you get your gin, and then you make if you have dry fish, you can add it to it. This does not require any form of sacrifice or any animal. Your Ose requires just these 3 things. Your Babalawo, your Yanifa can direct you on what to do. You start to learn how to do that, irrespective of where you are. When Ebo has to be done to your Ifa, is your Babalawo who will direct you, who will do that on your behalf. You understand? So then maybe what you might also be missing is a community. Trust me, even people that are in Nigeria, people don't really have time to jump into having a physical community of Ifa and Isheshe devotees. People are busy with their life.
So online is
Hardly do. Even people that are in Lagos, in Osogbo, the same state with how many practitioners of Ifa that is in Nigeria visit Osun River every month for prayers?
at the same time.
People don't
So get
have
together.
that time. People don't really have that time. So most people, even those that are present in Nigeria, present in Ghana, most people are still having to source online, learn online, join online communities. So if you are in the diaspora, you are not lost, you are not missing. I have lived in and out of the diaspora, even within the period that I've been an Ifa priestess. If I travel to another place, it doesn't change anything. I can still make divinations. If a client needs to do a tutu enable, if I can do it within that community I'm in, take for instance, I'm in another West African country where Ifa is also practiced, I will get into the Ojúbọ and the shrine that is closest to me, do what I have to do. If not, call somebody back home to do it. It doesn't change anything. I hope I've been able to answer your question, Motara. I have a question about Ifa. Does it have side effects after you are initiated?
Side effects.
are there disadvantages? Are there like bad things that will happen to you when you do it?
So there's more accountability on your end.
Okay, let me explain how this works. Before we say, is there side effects to Ifa initiation? Let's understand what that word means. Ifa initiation, you have interpreted Itefa to mean Ifa initiation. And please, I beg people this, I beg. Your attempt to translate Yoruba words, ancient Yoruba words to English is what is causing this confusion. So when you use the word initiate in a general space where you are referring to spirituality, when you say the word initiate, it already connotes a bad thing.
It's like in Christianity when they say give your life to Christ. That is an initiation into Christianity.
Water baptism is an initiation into Christianity. Just in case you don't know. The day you get born again, you get baptized, you have been initiated into Christianity. But you will not find them using the word initiation. Why? Because we already know by default that it just rings a bell of something scary, and then you start to we hear about all these cults. If they initiate people into cults, that's the first thing that comes into your mind. Just like the word ritual.
Yes.
Just like when people use the word ritual, right? It already tells you that they are doing something demonic, they are doing something. Meanwhile, something that you do regularly every day is a ritual.
Taking a bath is a ritual.
You have your skincare routine is a skincare ritual.
Yes.
So
get ready with me.
Exactly.
That's ritual.
It's a ritual. So it is that choice of word that is giving you this doubt.
Has colored your understanding.
Now let's pick that word in Yoruba. It's a Yoruba word. If you can say chauffeur, is that how they pronounce it in French?
Yes.
Yeah. If you can say chauffeur and you can say it and we know it, say Itefa. Just say Itefa. Is that okay? If you can say Ori, Orisha, just say Itefa. Take that word in, say it out. It's not going to break your tooth. Stop saying Ifa initiation. It is not an initiation in the sense of what the word means by initiation. It's just called Itefa. So what is Itefa? I would always explain with this story. I would recount the story in Yoruba, then say it in English. So when you understand what Itefa is, then you and I will now look at it side by side and ask ourselves, is it supposed to have a side effect? Okay, so let me recount the story. Wọ́n nígbà tá à ń tì kọ̀lé ọ̀run bọ̀ wá sítáyé, ayálé àjàrà, ìyẹn àjàlá mọ́rímọ́rí, ibi tá a ti yan ìpín, tá a ti yan ìṣẹ̀dá. Don't worry, I will translate it into English. Ìgbà tá a délé ayé, màjèsín ló bí wa, àrántí ìpín tá a yàn mọ́, àrántí orí tá a yàn. Àwa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí rìn káàkiri nílé ayé. Ìgbà tá a dá àárín kan la ní, kí ni nǹkan tí mo wá ṣe nílé ayé yìí gangan? Ìpín wọn ni mo yàn, kí ni nǹkan tí mo mú wá, kí ni mo wá ṣe? Wọ́n wá sọ fún wa pé ẹnìkan wà ń bẹ̀ ńgbà tó yan orí tó yan ìpín. Ẹnìkan wà ń bẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ sọ́dọ̀ ẹni náà. Wọ́n ní Ifá ni, òun ló ṣe ẹlẹ́rìí ìpín. Ẹlẹ́rìí is a witness. Wọ́n ní Ifá ló ṣe ẹlẹ́rìí ìpín. La bá lọ sọ́dọ̀ Ifá pé ìpín tí mo yàn tó ṣẹlẹ́rìí yẹn ò dẹ̀ sọ fún mi. Ifá ní ẹ jẹ́ ká fìpàdé sí Igbódù, ibẹ̀ ni mo ti máa san ìpín àti ìṣẹ̀dá tó yàn. Ìgbà tá a dé Gbódù, babaláwo da Ifá. Odù Ifá tó jáde ni Ifá fi sọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo nǹkan tá a yàn nílé ayé. Ìtẹ̀fá dẹ̀ parí síbẹ̀. Gbogbo odù Ifá tó bá jáde ló létùtù àtẹbọ. Gbogbo ètùtù àtẹbọ tó bá Ìtẹ̀fá wá, gbogbo ẹ̀ la ṣe. That's the end of Itefa. Now, let me explain that in English. When we were coming from Orun, for lack of better words in English, Orun will be heaven. And we were coming to this earth, Aye. We stopped at the house of one Orisha called Ajala. Ajala Mori, the one that molds our Ori and our destiny and our path in life. Ajala has molded different Oris and we picked one. That Ori contains our purpose, our plan, our destiny, our direction, and what we are supposed to come to this earth to do. But when we came into this earth, we were born as infants with little or zero memory of where we are coming from and the path that we chose. Then we started living through life, not knowing what our purpose is. Somewhere along the line, we stop by to say, what exactly am I even doing here on earth? What am I doing here? Can somebody tell me? Because it looks like I'm just making a trial and error. Then they told you that, you picked a purpose and a destiny before you came to this earth. I can't remember. But somebody was there that witnessed it. You mean somebody saw me when I was speaking it and the person recorded everything? Please, can we go to the house of that somebody? Then they brought you to the house of Ifa. And then you are asking Ifa, what destiny did I pick? Ifa said, let's make a date at Igbodu. Igbodu is the forest of Odu. Odu they're like the chapters of Ifa. Okay, so just like you have your Bible and then you have chapters, or you have a textbook and you have chapters, then you met Ifa in Igbodu, which is where Itefa is done. Your Babalawo made a divination to say, Ifa, we are here on a date. We have come here to hear what this person's destiny is. The Babalawo cast his palm kernel nut and an Odu comes out. That Odu is Ifa speaking to you about your life and your destiny. Ifa is called the voice of the mouth of Olodumare. Olodumare is the divine and supreme being that created everything and everyone, including their purpose. Olodumare speaks to us through Ifa. The moment you get that Odu Ifa that breathed you, that is your Itefa. Every Odu Ifa comes with Etutu and Ebo. So all the Etutu and Ebo that you do is your Itefa. Case closed. Now, let me put that question to you again. Does that sound like something that has side effects? Knowing your purpose in life, how does it have a side effect? What negativity is it supposed to do? If anything, it has 1,000,001 positive effect, and everybody should do it so that we can all get our shit together in this life. So you are doing the right thing, you are in the right place, you are following your purpose. I'm following mine, he's following us. What do you think life is going to be? Better than what it is right now. And I'm sure the next question a lot of you are asking, oh, if it's as simple as that, why do they tell people to shave their hair? Here is what it is. The Itefa you are doing at this old age is because they did not do Akosejaye for you as a child. What is Akosejaye? Akosejaye is that first divination that is made between a few hours and 6 days, less than 1 week after the child is born. That divination is where the parents of the child sit down to act. We just gave birth to a new child. Can we know what this child is here to do? Can we know the purpose of this child? Can we know why they are here? What career they're supposed to do? What course they're supposed to study? Who are they supposed to get married to? What is this child?
In life they should focus
exactly
their energies on.
What direction should this child focus their energy on? What is the taboos of this child? What are the things that this child is supposed to avoid? How do we raise this child? We that are the parents, what is our part to play in the life of this child? What sickness is this child likely to have in life so that we can guard against it? Is this child going to succeed in this place where we gave birth to him? Or is he going to have to travel to another city, another country to succeed? The parents ask all of that. And at that time when that child is born, now, the significance of that birth, because before you do your Itefa, you are pretty much living somebody else's life. Trust me. You are doing a lot of things that doesn't have anything to do with you.
Even though it seems like a good idea.
Exactly. Even though it seems like, it's what my father did. My mother is a doctor.
Good ideas change per era, per time.
Exactly.
Before it was everybody wants to be a doctor.
Everybody wants to be an engineer and this and pilot and.
Now everybody wants to either work in tech or be a celeb or work
or maybe medical profession
or something. So
entertainment.
So what is ideal changes per time. So you need to figure out what's your own despite all these changes.
So the symbol of that you starting again is why Ifa requires that your hair be shaved. Like, because you cannot be physically reborn into a child and then Akosejaye be done for you. It is a symbolism. There is nothing anybody is doing with your hair. I tell my clients, Shave your hair before you come to my shrine. I don't have a barber here. I'm not going to shave your hair for you. Do it before you come. Because that's when you hear people say, they shaved my hair, then they now took the hair. It is it's trash for me. So shave your hair in your house before you come. If you have shaved your hair like 3 weeks before you traveled and then you come to Nigeria and you still have hair on your head, go to the barbing salon that is far away from where I know you. Go and cut your hair before you come. There's nothing I want to do with it. But that is just a symbol of a new beginning. Now you have a conscious reset. Exactly. Now your life has been reset to this person that you're supposed to be. And then you've started your journey in life. Okay? Is there any?
Someone said,
So for the person that asked if initiation has side effect, please, have I been able to answer your question? It doesn't have. And please, don't call it Ifa initiation. Just call it Itefa. What it is. That's what it is. Ifa initiation does not even explain that word in any way. I don't even know why they chose that word.
Is that part of that cultural undermining?
Yes,
Undermining the cultural thing,
yes.
maligning it to seem like it's negative when that's not the case.
Like they would describe Eshu to be Satan, or Isha to be devil, Ekwesu to be devil,
or Isha or Arusi to be demonic.
To be demons.
That language, we need to unlearn that. That's part of the unlearning.
That is one misconception you have to unlearn. I don't care how many people say it. Everything I described to you right now does not sound like an initiation. It doesn't sound like it. So let's say, what's this other person? Someone is writing and painting.
He said, if you have been called to be a Yeye or an SNY, can you choose which practice, if ordinary, that you want to practice under, or you are already connected to one? You can choose anyone you want.
Okay, so somebody is asking here that if you have been called to be, okay, so she's speaking about a priestess. If you have been called to be an Iyanifa or Ezewain, which is Igbo female Igbo priestess, that can you choose the one you want to practice? Now, let me explain how it is. If spirits have called you, they've called you in your ancestral line. So by default, if you have a spiritual calling, you are supposed to go to your own ancestral route by default. Now, there are so many exceptions when it comes to Ifa, because Ifa is not just one person's practice. Ifa was given to the Yoruba people for it was given for everybody on earth. That's the uniqueness about Ifa. And that is the part of Ifa that is not spirituality. So when we are talking about Ifa, we need to understand that Ifa is more than a spiritual practice of the Yoruba people. Ifa contains so many things that has to do with the rest of the world. That is why everybody can find their roots in Ifa. But if you are not Yoruba, by default, you have your own ancestors that might have called you personally. Now, except if you cannot connect with your own ancestors, maybe by virtue of the fact that you can't find anybody to guide you in your ancestral line. Like I have a friend who is Angolan. Now, in their own side, they have totally wiped out every form of spiritual practice in Angola. Way back. If you want to find out how that went down, go on Netflix and see this what's her name? Jada Pinkett had one movie that was all about, in fact, that was where I started making a lot of research about Angola spirituality. She narrated it very well. I don't know if that movie, it is a docu-series, it's like a documentary kind of movie. You'll find it there. Now, for somebody that is called that way,
what do they want to do and stuff?
They don't have anything to connect to.
But the calling is still
there. But there is a calling. So they would find something else that is open to accepting them. And Ifa is one of the few forms of African spiritual practices that accept everybody. You understand? I have friends who are from Delta State, who are from River State, who are from Cross River State, who have spiritual callings. Yeah, it's going to. Who have spiritual callings. But in the process of finding people to teach them, people to lead them, the way we have in Ifa, they didn't find. So they stayed with Ifa, because they have more people here that excuse me, this puzzle thing. All right. So they have more people here that teach. Ifa has more information. So if you have that calling and you are Igbo and you do not have anybody to guide you yet, or you don't have a way to express it yet, if you stay in Ifa, Ifa welcomes you. You can be an Ifa priestess if you are not Yoruba. You can learn Ifa if you are not Yoruba. You can practice Ifa if you are not Yoruba. Ifa allows that place for you. But I believe that somewhere along the line, your own ancestors will still guide you to the place of their roots. If that is where you are called, if that is what you are called to do. Take, for instance, this Austrian woman, what's her name? Susan Wenger. Is it Wenger or Wenger? I keep asking.
Wenger.
Wenger. Take, for instance, someone like Susan Wenger. See how much she contributed to Orisha Oshun and what we have today. She's Austrian. She does not even have any traces of black in her blood. Ifa welcomed her. She had a calling. It brought her to Africa, to Nigeria, to Oshogbo, and she spent majority part of her adult life growing Ifa and Isheshe. If she can come all the way from Europe, then trust me, your own is not a problem. So I hope I've been able to answer that person's question. Engineer Adenike. All right, let's move to TikTok. Is it true?
Nagofa is the best among all.
Is it true Nagofa? I don't know what Nagofa means in Yoruba. It's not a Yoruba word that I'm aware of.
Nago is a word used to call Yoruba people.
Okay.
Nago.
In your language or in which? Okay.
Culture, like amongst Benin or also in Haiti, there are spirits called the Nago spirits.
Okay.
And the Nago spirits are culturally used to represent the Yoruba people.
Okay.
Spirits of Yoruba. So when you're talking, I'm thinking Nago fathers that Ifa
according to Yoruba.
This person is the best among all.
Oh, okay. Okay, so if the explanation that Dibia gave is what you mean, like if the Ifa, the way that Yoruba people practice Ifa is the best among all, here is what I would say. Yoruba people were originally given. They are the owner. So it's just like saying that I own these glasses. I'm the one that created it. Then some people have created a different version of it. Then somebody is asking, is this the best of all? Obviously, this is the best. This is the original. This is the source. This is the root. Now, again, I said, when it comes to African spirituality, do not compare. Comparison is not something we should do. So finding out which one is best is you are still comparing. It depends on what is best for you. For you. You are concerned about yourself. Why do you care about what's good for other people? It's their life. You are supposed to be concerned about you. Is Ifa, according to Yoruba spirituality, is it best practice for me? Or I should go into Ifa that is practiced in South America? Or I should go into the one according to how the Ghanaians practice it? Or Togo or Benin Republic or Haiti? You are the one that your spirit will guide you into what is best for you as a person. You get me? So there is no comparison. Every form of spirituality, whether it is Asian, whether it is African, whether it is Western, is unique in its own way. Just by the example I gave you when I gave the analogy of Mr. Omotara, one cannot invalidate the other. One is not considered. You cannot say, oh, the relationship he has with his wife is better than the one he has with his kids. It's just different. Emphasis on the word different. So the way Ifa is practiced in other people, based on the fact that their ancestors took it across several oceans, over different centuries, they had to mix and match it within Catholic religion and a whole lot of things. You have gotten a lot of water down here and there. But does that make it better or worse or less important than something? No. Whatever practice that those people have, it has carried them this century. It has stood for them these centuries. It has worked. If it did not work, they would have abandoned it. So the fact that it has stood the test of time throughout these centuries means it is working for them. Now, is it good for you? That's the question you should be asking. And that's not a question I can answer for you on this live stream.
Honestly, it's not a question, it's something that you have to.
So let me see. Any other question?
This one here about Ebo. Can Ebo cost go into the hundreds of millions?
Ebo. Okay, I would answer that question. Hold on. Mrs. O forever. All my FA consultations tell me to do a initiation, but I'm scared. Okay, I think I've answered your question already. Yeah, that's the same person.
About negative impact.
Yeah, I've answered her question. I'm just going up. I wish I could know more of this.
My spirits want to learn more about African society. African society is vast.
So if you want to learn about, so like we say, African spirituality is a huge word. It's like somebody saying, I love Africa and I want to visit Africa. There's so many countries in Africa. Now, when you talk about African spirituality, in fact, the different forms of African spirituality we have is more than the countries we have, because in one country there are different forms. Take for instance, this
Odinani.
is Ifa, this is Odinani, and this is just two out of the different forms of spiritual practice in Nigeria, not to even talk of in the whole of Africa. So if your interest is to learn Ifa, this is Ifa College. This is what we do here. We teach the undiluted, unwatered down truth about Ifa and Isheshe. If what you want to learn is Odinani, Igbo spirituality, Dibiakana is here. Drop a comment so that they can see your page. Dibiakana is there. You can follow him on his page. He will teach you and guide you in Igbo spirituality. But if you are called into other forms of spirituality, Sangoma is the one in South Africa, right?
Yes.
That is another form of African spirituality that I'm not an authority in. I cannot teach you. I can only guide you to people that can teach you, that I have known over the years.
And the one in Ghana.
You understand? And the one in Ghana, you have voodoo in Ghana, you have voodoo among other West African countries. And I think that the voodoo in West Africa is even different in each country.
There's different aspects.
So you need to be specific on the part of African spirituality you want to learn. But if it is Ifa or Odinani, we're here to help you. Great explanation, because in the diaspora, many like to mix and compare often. Yeah, please, let them not do that. Just pick the one that works for you and stay with it. It's as simple as that. Mr. Mike, thank you so much. Let's see, any other question? Ifa is everywhere. Yeah.
This one about the cost of Ebo.
Sorry, I just want to be able to pull this up. What other question? Somebody is asking a question about Ebo on YouTube. Would answer that. Oh, pretty has she's been here. My princess, who is this handsome? Oh, I have not officially introduced you to. Sister Lillian, don't worry. We are coming to visit you. Like, we are actually coming to visit you. So don't worry, we'll be there. You know her, right?
Okay.
Yeah, we're coming to visit you. Don't worry. I am not supposed to be making introduction to you, my blood sister from another mother, on a live streaming. So we will come and visit you. I'll bring him in grand style. Just prepare the red roses and the red carpet. We'll be at yours shortly. Thank you, sis, for joining. Do you do personal consultation? Yes, I do. Please let me type out. Yes, we do. So he does Alpha divination, I do Ifa divination, so whichever one you align with. Don't say because my voice is loudest, you see all these people that in spirituality they are quiet, they are calm, you will not see their spirits coming, but when it comes, that's how they got me. Shame. That's how they got me, with the very you know those spirits that moves calmly and swiftly at the same time. Before you know what's happening, spirit has taken over you. So yes, if you need, I'm typing the WhatsApp number for Iyanifa Ewa. How do you type Iyanifa? I'm asking how to type Iyanifa. Iyanifa Ewa. Okay, I hope it goes through. Okay, so the WhatsApp number that is showing on the screen right now is Yanifaiwa. So Dibiakana will type his own WhatsApp number. So yes, we do personal consultation. Let's see. Can we still do it even when one is grown? Yes,
Oh, yes.
Itefa is done for. You have to be grown before you can do Itefa, actually. You have to be grown. Now, for people in the diaspora, you will not be able to do Itefa because it has to be done in person. But you see how beautiful Ifa is. Ifa makes room for everything. Irrespective of the time where Ifa meets you, Ifa has plans for you already. Is that okay? So Ifa allows you to do Ishefa. Ishefa is the one that can be done in absentia on your behalf. Is that okay? So whether you are grown or you are groaning, can we do it on low cut? No, your hair has to be completely shaved, not low cut. Your hair has to be shaved. What about your beard? Everything shaved. Hair, beard, everything shaved.
No, I need to put my number.
How are you typing it? No, space it out like I do. Yeah, space it out. So it doesn't look like a phone number because TikTok doesn't want you to put personal information. So just space it out. 334. No, 3 then 4. Yeah. Ma, is it for both men and women? Yes, men and women, irrespective of irrespective of your gender. I just told you the purpose for doing Itefa now, to find out your purpose. So if you're asking if women can do it, it's like you're asking, are women supposed to know their purpose? Don't let them tell you that women are supposed to be walking through this life without
knowing their purpose,
without direction. No. So yeah.
See what you said. It wasn't posted.
Type it again, let me see. So yeah, men and women can do it. It's a rebirth, exactly. And again, if we want to do it for our children, yes, you can do it for your children. Can we do it on low cut? I think I've answered that. Your hair has to be shaved. How much is your personal consultation? Send a message via the DM, and then there are different types of divination that cost different amounts. I'm still going to answer the question of that person that talked about Ebo and millions. So just hold on. And again, how can we do it for our children without shaving? There is no without shaving in Itefa. There is no without shaving. You have to shave your hair. That's it. Yes, an adult. Okay. I already answered that question. Thank you very much, Sister Landy. What other question? I think mine has to do with similarity and difference. So yes, you have. Okay. They told me I had to shave my head. I said cut it off. If that keeps me from okay, yeah, you have to shave your hair. Yeah, you have to shave your hair. All right. Good evening. How are you doing? Ekpele, yeah, Santeria. Okay, yes, I think we have passed that. Oshundara, the hair was not in fact keeping me, of course. I understand the reasons. All right, okay. I love how you both finish each other's sentences. Oh, sis, don't worry. My darling Ewa, such a sweet baby. Thank you, sis. You can fly to Nigeria to meet Iya in person to yes, you can fly to Nigeria to meet me in person to perform your Itefa. We have clients from time to time that come from the UK, from the US, from Ghana, from Southern America, from different parts of Europe. The lady the other day was from one country in Europe I've never heard before. That lady that came to do Ayebe. You have dreadlocks too. Oh wow, that's awesome. Okay, I think I posted the number already.
Yeah.
Okay, I will pin it now. I just want to make sure. Okay. Did he allow you to post it?
Yeah, see.
Oh, and it's not showing here. TikTok is just it's filtering numbers. It's not. This is the last number that came up. It's filtering numbers.
Invitation sent to who?
It will cancel. I'll cancel it. Yeah, I mistakenly pressed on it. Okay, so let me answer the question. Somebody said, okay. Disconnect. Yeah. You can type in comment. Yes, we're trying to do that. And I'm trying to pin it. You did this again. Okay. Let me do it one by one like I did. I'm typing the number now. Someone said, "Are you based in Lagos?" So where, if you need to work with me in person, where you meet me depends on what you have to do. It depends on the work that you have to do. So I will do a consultation for you first. We'll ask if I what you have to do.
Someone has asked.
Okay. So that's the WhatsApp number that is pinned on your screen right now, posted by
That's your own.
Canada Dibia. Yes, then we'll post the other one too. So type the other one, I'll edit it. Just type the number. That's the number on your screen right now. So somebody was asking that is it possible for you to do a ball and it will cost millions of what? Of naira, I guess.
In the hundreds of millions.
Hundreds of millions. Okay, so
it's possible, but
A22 and ebo is okay. But it's not showing here. It's not showing here yet. We'll still keep trying. Don't know why it's not showing it. So when we talk about A22 and ebo, sacrifice and appeasement that is given to Orishas, there is no one price for sacrifice and appeasement. It depends on what Ifa asks you to bring. During the Ashe for today, the morning live streaming that we usually have, I read out the Eseifa and we read out the what's it called, the required A22 and ebo. There was a certain day, Sister Lande, can you remember? There was a certain ebo that was attached to one Eseifa that said the person should bring 7 cows, 7 ram, 7 sheep, 7 goats, and 200,000 cowrie shells. Sister Lande, can you remember that Odrifa that we were? I can't remember the Odrifa, but can you remember the Ashe for today on that particular day? It is I would check it again. If we come on the live streaming on Sunday, I would read it out from the Odrifa book. Yes, 200k cowrie shells, you remember? Yes. He said 7 cow, 7 ram, 7 sheep, 7 goats, and 200,000 cowrie shells. Now imagine that you are in Nigeria. Do you know how much 1 cow sells in Nigeria? 1 cow is not less than 1 million naira in Nigeria. So imagine 7 cows, Otin lost 7 million. Now imagine, what do you think 200,000 cowrie shells will be in
currency today?
Currency today. Yes. I said yeah, exactly. Someone is getting exactly. So you see how this thing is. So people usually think that it is a babalawo that makes demands. And the reason we think like this is because we don't know the Odrifa, and the Odrifa is open for us, everybody to read. That is why I started Ashe for today. For those of you that never attended the first season, we have it 6 a.m. Nigerian time. We read through 1 Eseifa per day. By the time we will read 5 years, we would have gone around the whole of the Odrifa reading 1 essay per day. At least we would have gone through the 256. And we read there to see these things. So if you are learning the Odrifa and your Babalawo gives you an Odu, you yourself already knows the Odu. You already know the Ebo and Etu to attach to that Odu.
And that there is Ebo and Etu and it's costly.
And it's costly. You already know what it contains. So it's not even a matter of what your Babalawo is telling you. Most people think that it is the Babalawo that is making up all of these things. No. So, and then there are some ebos that will say, just bring 3 snails and 2 pieces of yam and 2,000 cowrie shells. There are some ebos like that. So it depends on what the ebo. Baba, what's his name? Baba Rabba. Baba Ilebu, his daughter made a video. I don't know if it was a new video, but I saw the video recently. It was a huge alligator.
Okay,
I told you. For the ebo, she said that is the ebo that her Ifa required for this year. Alligator. If you see the size of is it alligator or crocodile safe? If you see the size of the thing, I wonder how much they will say. She said that is what her Ifa required, and she's going to give it to the Ifa. Nobody knows how much they will sell that. So I can't really cap no matter how bad ebo should not be more than a certain amount. I cannot even put a cap on it. So it all depends on the odu that comes out. So if an odu comes out for you and your babalawo is claiming that it's going to cost you 7 million naira, get the odu. You to go and read the odu for yourself. Read it, research, find out. You will see it there. Read it. There are books of odu ifa. It's not a hidden thing. It's not and the spirit of God told me you must buy three Lamborghini and give one to a shoe. No, it's not like that. It's open information, pre-recorded open information. Stop acting like people that they say if you want to keep something for a black man, keep it inside book. Stop acting like that. Go and read books. Buy, read, Google, search. Invest in this knowledge so that you don't always be playing victim and think that somebody is cheating you when the only thing that is at play is ignorance. You understand? But that is not supposed to rule out the fact that some people can actually
Be extortionists.
some babalawos can be extorting you. You cannot rule out that fact. And I do not want to use the word babalawos for them. They are pretending to be babalawos because we don't have fake or original babalawo. A babalawo is a babalawo, is the real one. Any other person pretending to be is just pretending to be and taking advantage of your situation.
Someone asks, how do you negotiate if that cows are too expensive?
How do you negotiate with Ifa?
The cows are too expensive.
You tell your worries, your worry you talk to.
Who we talk to because
You speak
if I
to
tell
your
you this
exactly.
is the amount, this is what it costs. Like go to your hospital, they tell you this is how much this thing costs. When you start negotiating with the hospital that this is how much.
Because if Ifa has said this is what it is,
that is what
the only thing you can do is go back, tell the Baba or the Yah that told you and say, okay, I've heard. Then you go and sit down with your Ori and Ajay and say, you are the one that said I should do this thing and you know I want to do it. Ajay, make it possible for me to do it. Then you will go and you are not negotiating. See, let's take our mind from it's too expensive. Can you reduce the price? Put your mind on, oh, the price is high. I want to be able to afford it. You understand? Yorùbá ní owó tó bá níye àbùkù ti kàn. You are the one that will now speak to your Ori to be able to afford it, which is why I tell people, as you are coming into African spirituality, I say this. There's a program that I have, there's a course that I have that says, now that I've come to Ifa, what next? One of the things I teach there is that African spirituality, Ifa, Isheshe, Odinani, Voodoo, whatever it is capital intensive. This is the, you see, if you have never had faith before, you need a lot of faith in Ifa.
But also because you're getting what you're
Yes.
I hope.
It's not. It is not a hope. It is not.
It.
I hope.
You're getting it, so it's not.
Sorry.
You know,
Somebody said this is not unreasonable spirituality. Too many fakes are imposed. Okay. Let's go back to where their conversation started from.
How do you negotiate that? Cows are too expensive.
Okay, so like I said, it's not you negotiate with Ifa. You ask your Ori to bring Ajay for you. So I think I've answered that. Yes. In context, not all messages in the Odu is applicable to everybody's situation. There are 256 Odu that has like 400 essay. It cannot always be applicable to everybody's situation. That's why there is an Odu for a situation part-time. There's something in Yoruba that we say, Bano Sheri, Eni Oribe, Ola Omo Ya Won Gan Le Yato, Lo Mu Babalawo Difa Orun, meaning that the way yesterday was, today might not be like that. The day after tomorrow will be different. That is why an Ifa priest does his divination every five days. So this 5 day that you do your divination today, the Odu that will come out might be different from the one for tomorrow because it's a different day. You understand? So it's not all the message in the Odu that is applicable to everybody's situation part-time. Odu speaks to you part-time. Emphasis on the word part-time. If an Odu Ifa tells you today that, Lagos is where you are supposed to be, make Ebo and this. 2 months down the line, Ifa can say your time in Lagos is up. Stand up and move. You will move. is an instruction. It is an odu. The only odu that sticks with you all through your life is that odu ifa that they made for you in Igbodu that speaks of the whole summary of your life. But situation per person per time will always differ. Is there any question on YouTube?
To ask, what is the difference between Alpha and Ifa divination?
Okay, I was expecting that question. Even every Odun Ifa is not compulsory, you must do everything. It's only that.
That is applicable.
Fawole, and your name is Ifawole. You are saying that if an Odu comes out for you, it's not everything that you have to do. These are the kind of things that we are trying to guard against. Ifa gives you an instruction to say, okay, how did you get the instruction for Ifa? You must have come to ask a question. Ifa doesn't just pop into your house to say, peace be unto you, do this and do that.
You
No.
came with a question.
You came with a question. You came to make a divination. You have asked your question and made a divination. Ifa now says do X, Y, Z. You now say it's not everything that pertains to me. I will just pick one. Continue. But to my viewers and my listeners and my followers, don't continue. Don't do that. Oh. It's like you go to your doctor. He says, take this medication for this, take this one at night, take this one during the afternoon, take this one after 7 days. Then you say it's not everything I have to use, Jerry, let me just pick one. Really? It's like they give you food. This is carbohydrate, this is protein, this is vitamins, this is fat and oil. It's not anything, let me just eat the carbohydrate that is there. I don't need protein, I don't need vitamins. You don't pick and choose. But where you can pick and choose, but always
pray to your Ori that you can pray for the rest.
Always remember that every choice and decision you make comes with consequences. You understand? That's how Ifa works, consequences. So if you have been picking one ebo out of everything and it has been working for you, please don't spread that message. We don't spread the message of pick something Ifa says and ignore the rest. That's not how it's done.
Someone asked, can we put we in a different language or must it be Yoruba? Too many people are imposters. Ifa is real, true. That's why it was easy for people to go to Christianity. Because Christianity is costly.
Yeah, because it's costly. And when because they think you see the way people think Christianity is
not
cheaper.
costly. Okay, they will not ask you to pay for this one, but that's your problem. They cannot solve it.
Babe, on Sunday, do you know how many times they take offering on Sunday?
Yeah, there's offering, there's tithe, there's special project offering.
Somebody recorded a video of one parish of RCCG. They had 7 offerings in that normal Sunday service. And then the one of make a vow, I remember that one we used to do. Even when you don't have money, they will tell you to write something on paper. They will now start to guilt trip you every Sunday. You don't make a vow to God and not keep it. The thing that you wrote, and they would have,
which is true,
they will have excited your spirit the day you are writing. You are going to write 2 million naira out of the excitement of the Lord will do it. It will now be hooking your neck. People think African spirituality is expensive. And they think Western or Abrahamic religion is cheap. Maybe Islam, I don't know, because I don't think Islam they used to collect all this money. I'm not sure. But Christianity that I have practiced, particularly the church where I was a pastor, I don't need to be mentioning the name of the church. The amount of your money that will go into donation. And then the difference is in African spirituality, you see the results for what you are doing. Nobody is cajoling you into you are giving to God. Olodumare does not need your money. So there's nobody that is trying to talk you into this gift. No. You have XYZ problem. Use ABC to fix it. You want to protect yourself from XYZ in future. Do ABC to protect yourself. You understand? And then prices of things has gone up right now because prices of things have generally gone up. So the same way we're complaining in Nigeria that our rent went from 0 to 100 in 2 years. Our light bills have gone up. Children's school fees has gone up. Food has gone up. every other thing has gone up. African spirituality, the items that we use are still the same thing we buy in the market. Let me paint a scenario to you. 5 years ago, what I was paying the guys that were working for me, and women that were working for me, is not what I pay them today. Because 5 years ago, their rent was probably 200K per year. That same house, their rent is times 5 today. How can I pay them the same thing I was paying them before? They have wives and children at home. Their children's school fees has gone up by times 3. If we are running diesel in my shrine, the price of diesel 5 years ago is not the same thing today. So I can't charge you the same amount I was charging you 5 years ago. We live in this world. We don't live in a different.
We're not immune to the price fluctuations.
We how what's the English now? We communicate and interact with the same environment. The things that we use for Ebo and Etutu is the same thing that you buy to eat. So you see how your husband used to give you 100K before and he used to work, and 500K cannot do the same thing. That's the same thing we're experiencing. I know that it is really painful on the side of people that have to do it, but trust me, we too are doing Ebo and Etutu for ourselves, and we are using money to do it. So trust me, we know how it feels, but Nigeria is just what it is at the moment, Sha.
The work has to go on.
The work has to go on.
Can we pray to our Ori in different language or one
Please, can you answer that question? Can you pray to our Ori in different language?
You can pray to your Ori. You pray to your Ori in language of. You pray to your Ori in Yoruba language.
But if you are okay, so here is what it is. If you are not a native Yoruba speaker, you are communicating with. Now, spirits don't have a certain language. I need you to understand this. The Orishas, when they walked this earth, they were Yoruba, but right now they are not human beings, they are spirit beings. Certain Irumoles didn't even walk this earth, like they are not physical beings, they are spiritual beings. Spirit's language is not Yoruba. Yoruba is not a spiritual language. Yoruba is a native tone to somebody. If people that moved from here to the diaspora who don't speak Yoruba anymore and they are still practicing Ifa and is working for them, that means it is not communicating with spirit, is not a certain language. Where Yoruba comes into play is that
it's calling
how do I call it? The information that has been recorded was recorded in Yoruba language. So the people that are the custodians of it, they would teach you in Yoruba. Yoruba language is deeply rooted. It's an ancient language that has rich vocabulary. English cannot begin to explain certain things. You understand? English cannot. English does not have the depth of that. Now, you are communicating with your own spirit. You communicate with your own spirit in a language that you understand, pending the time that you will learn Yoruba language. Because if you do not learn Yoruba language, there's so many things that will be lost that English does not have explanation for. Same with Igbo. There's so many things in Igbo language that you cannot fully translate to English. But it doesn't mean that the language of the Orisha is Yoruba. Orishas are spirits. They do not have physical human language. If somebody that is Igbo comes to, okay, when this woman first of all came to Yoruba land, Wenga, she was not speaking Yoruba, and she connected with the Orishas. It's a new language. It takes time to learn, but you learn it eventually. So between now and when you learn it, can you communicate in your own language that you understand? Yes. But I would always say your native language is better. Your native language is better. Except if English is your native language. Start with that until you can connect, which is why we are teaching Ifa in English. But when you understand Yoruba, you understand why we are saying, do more of Yoruba than English. You understand? So let me see.
What about this one that the person asked about? Difference between Afa?
The difference between Afa and Ifa. This is why. That is why this is always a reason they consult Ifa. Yes and yes. So in one Odrifa, you take what is applicable. Let me block this person from my live stream before they start to confuse people. Please, where do you find block on this? I beg. Don't come and confuse people here. Oh. Thank you very much. So the person that asked what's the difference between Afa and Ifa.
Divination.
Okay, so Afa and Ifa are different forms of divination. Ifa divination is based on the 256 Odus. Afa divination is based on the messages that the spirits are giving to you. Now, unlike so many other African practices, like I said, Ifa is unique in the sense that Ifa is an embodiment of knowledge that is separate from spirituality. Ifa is an embodiment of knowledge. Those of us that are Yorubas, because Ifa is an embodiment of knowledge, the Orishas were instructed to pile that information and pass it from generation to generation because it's information that will be useful for the rest of the world. So when you are talking about Ifa and Afa, you are speaking about a form of divination that is peculiar to a group of people, which is Afa, to the Igbo people. Then you are comparing it with a divination that is open to every other person. You see what it is right now. So Ifa is open to everybody. It is something that contains for everybody. Because it's universal information, it has been documented, it has been recorded, passed down orally. It contains information that is beyond spirituality, that the world needs to use, which is why you hear people saying, oh, the binary that they use for computer was taken from Ifa, particle physics was taken from Ifa, medicine was taken from Ifa. You see, everything that is contained in Ifa, it had to be documented in that sense. Afa is a form of divination. It is not universal knowledge. It's a form of divination for a group of people. So it will tell you whatever spirit has to say to you per time based on the interpretation of the person that is giving it to you. And when you have people that do that, they are called spiritualists. In Ifa, we don't really have anything that sounds like somebody called you. Anybody can learn Ifa because it is open information. A Babalawo does not need a prerequisite of, oh, spirit called me. We don't even, is in 2025 that you're hearing people say, oh, I have a calling to be an Ifa priest. Back in the day, people just take, once they do Ifa divination and they say, this child can, even if the child does not, if the child is not called to be a Babalawo, you can take your child to a Babalawo's place to learn. The Odrifa that is learning does not have anything to do with whether it's going to become a Babalawo or not. It is knowledge that transcends spirituality. So that is the uniqueness of Ifa among other forms of spirituality.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay, all right. Let me see. Okay, let's go to
the next. Start my journey in Ifa.
How do you start your journey in Ifa? Please send a message there. Okay, type the website. Go to the website ifacollege.ng. Go to the website ifacollege.ng. That is where you start your journey in Ifa. If you have a question, please ask your question. You don't need to say I have a question. Just type your question. Someone says, in my Anglican church, they play plenty money. Trust me, they do, for offering many times in a day. If someone forgets the whole do's and don'ts from Igbodu, can one still get it by divination later? If you know your Odu, and you have forgotten the information they gave you, as long as you know your Odu, send a message to me via WhatsApp. The Babalawos on my team and the Yanifas, all of us together, Amatun Odunyeki. We will do the kiki of the Odu again and give you the information. That is if you know your Odu. But if you have forgotten your Odu, you cannot do it the second time. You have to do it Shefa again. You cannot go into Igbodu a second time. And you cannot say, because I've gone into Igodudu before, please help me do a divination and find out my Odu. It's not done. That's not the way it works. So if you know your Odu, let me type the
To this person's question.
okay. If you know your Odu Ifa and you have forgotten your taboos, your do's and your don'ts, you can send a message to the WhatsApp number and then just explain explain exactly what you need, and then we'll be able to help you. What's that last question?
Because I need to know how to connect to. No, that's not it. Sorry. I'm surprised what prompted you to switch to African spirituality.
Oh, okay, we'll get there. I'm still scrolling down. Is there any question on? Yeah.
No. Someone is asking how is Ishefa performed? Send you. Do you want
How
to
is Ishefa performed? Do you want me to describe to you the step-by-step process of Ishefa? No.
Because that's the work of
Yeah.
asking a doctor how does their surgical.
Yeah, like
procedure-
exactly. It's Ishefa is done by an Ifa priest or priestess.
Yes.
If you need Ishefa, just send a message via
How do we type our
WhatsApp.
number on this one?
You have to go to the African spirituality is more peaceful than Christianity because I can't be shouting for every prayer. I know, right? This happened as a matter of fact when I was in church. I know. I'm surprised what prompted you to switch to African spirituality. Oh wow. So that person, what's that person's name? Category T. Okay.
Stop working.
I can't say Christianity stop working. Okay, so go to my YouTube channel, Iyanifaewa TV. I have a video where I talked about my journey from Christianity to African spirituality. But let me summarize it here. I didn't come into Ifa because I had a problem that Ifa solved for me. I came to Ifa because I had questions that church could not answer, and I found the answers here, pretty much. But long before then, I had known that I had a spiritual calling. I used to see a lot of things as a child. I used to literally travel out of my body in broad daylight into the forest, into the woods to see beings that other people cannot see in form of animals, in form of spirits, doing different things, explaining things to me. I used to experience that as an elementary child, as a primary school student, as a primary school pupil, at less than a 10. And then I told my mom, being a Christian, they've started carrying you to meetings somewhere. Let's fast and pray.
In that Christian definition of things.
Yes. I fasted it out, it did not go. So I had to lie to my mother that it has gone so that she can allow me to continue to eat. Because then again, I didn't feel anything bad about what I was experiencing. It was not threatening me in any way. I was never scared of what I used to see. It was just normal part of life. But I was raised in a decent, I like that word I used to use, in a very decent Christian family. My husband likes to use that word, decent Christian family. So I was raised in a decent Christian family. My great-grandfather was a reverend in the Methodist church. My grandfather was a reverend in the Anglican church. My parents started attending Deeper Life Church when I was 3, so pretty much I was born there. And then I crossed over to, after Christ Embassy, I went to Christ Chapel International Church. I was a youth leader. That's Pastor Tunde Jordan's church. And then I went to Christ Embassy, where I became a pastor. But still, the questions were not answered. And the spiritual calling I had was not, I didn't feel like I was doing what I was supposed to do, even though I was putting all my energy into being a pastor. You see, the way I'm passionate about Ifa, this was the way I was passionate about church, because once I'm convinced about something, but I had questions that nobody was answering. I had questions that nobody was answering. But did I have a good life when I was in church? See, me, I cannot even lie, because people that knew me, we come and tell me that I'm lying if I lie. So I had a good life. Find what you call a good life in terms of finances, in terms of having a good business, in terms of having good health. I had it good even when I was in the church. So I didn't have it. There was nothing I was going through in life that was like so huge that I said, I needed to know. But I had questions. A lot of things was not just adding up. And I've had those questions since I was a child. And then I am lucky or favored to have grown up in a family that allowed me to ask questions about religion. My father and I would sit down, I would ask questions. He too would show me things in the Bible that was not adding up. But on Sunday, you still go to church. you still have to go to church. Pick the one that you understand in what you are learning. The one that you don't understand, you understand it better by and by. So when I became an adult, to myself, I just felt, you know what, I needed answers. And somehow, I found my way in Ifa. I explained everything in my video. Just go to my YouTube channel, Iyanifa Ewa TV, and then search for I think I titled it From Pastor to Ifa Priestess, a shocking revelation, something like that.
Well, me, I had questions that were not being answered. I saw discrepancies in the holy book that they said is God's word, and God's word is true and perfect, and yet there were discrepancies in it. And then I also had life problems that Christianity could not answer. So I started asking questions and just really doing research on. And then I also had this calling, and the problems I had, and doing research, and they said, this is someone now do the divination for me. I said, you have calling to be a spiritual healer. Go and look
And
at
if
it.
you don't do it, life will
If
show
you don't
you.
do it, life will teach you, will show you more problems. Obviously, I from a Christian family to myself, so it was hard for me to change, because again, you know how it is with Christianity. They tell you that if you change, you're going away from God's will for your life. But the pain of remaining the same was worse.
The pain of remaining
it kept
the same.
increasing, it kept getting worse, and then I was like,
the pain of gaslighting yourself.
part of taking responsibility for your life is trying everything you can to increase and improve your life condition. And so from the research I made and asking questions and history and just paying attention and just say, this person is right, go and do this your spiritual training, go and look into it. And when I did that, things started to turn around for me, and that was just living proof of
this thing actually works.
This thing actually works.
This is actually where the answer is,
You know, this is where, and this is the reason people have said this is not good, is because of many different reasons: politics, power, all of that stuff.
You see, one thing about religion that you need to understand is that if something has thrived globally, it means that the Western world is benefiting from it. If something is thriving across continents, just like Big Pharma, they are benefiting from it. That's something that anybody should understand. If they are not benefiting from it, they will not want any other person. It will not thrive. It will not thrive any other place. That is a default that you need to understand. But that's not the conversation for today. So I came here because I had questions. He also came in because he had questions. And he was also going through some unique things in life based on the fact that he had a spiritual calling and he had not recognized it. Now, people usually say this. Somebody said this on one of my live streaming that if Ifa is so Ifa is as good as you say, why does Ifa punish people that have spiritual calling and make them go through the worst of things in life? You see,
it's not.
Please answer our question.
It's not that it's twofold. It's the thing of you not doing what you're sent to do. Is punishing more people. Is punishing other people. Is putting other people's life at stake. You know, and that punishing you is also you going out of your lane, out of the way you're meant to happen. So if you use something in a way that it's not meant to be used, or if you apply something in a way that is not meant to be applied, it is going to come under undue, unchecked stress. That's what's happening to you. Pretty much.
Exactly. So it's not as if spirit is punishing you. Now see, life is choice and consequence, cause and effect, this and that. If you choose this, there is a ripple effect and a series of things that will follow it. That's just life. So if you are here for a particular purpose, whether it is spiritual purpose or you are meant to be a doctor here, you are meant to be a researcher, you are supposed to find out the next cure for something, you are supposed to be a teacher that will guide other people's children into their right choice in life, you are supposed to be the one that will save Africa from the next whatever. what you have a purpose, everybody does. If you do not fulfill that purpose, there are
They're supposed to pull you out.
consequences.
It's like, for example, imagine a space mission. You know how much money goes into creating the vessel that will take the people to space, training the people that will go into space, and then you'll be having communication with this pilot or astronaut. The person now goes on the mission, and on their trip to the mission, they forget why they were sent there and start doing something else that is irrelevant, impractical to why they were sent there.
What do
Your,
you think is
your
going to
priority here on ground is to call them back. You have to find a way to call them back. Either
Exactly.
do something to get their attention
To remind them why they were
they're there, or
just pull them out.
you pull them back. You pull them back.
Let's replace you with somebody
else.
That's exactly the way it is.
Because yes, that's the way it is. So when again with what you said about us coming to this plane and not remembering why we're sent here, it's not anybody's direct fault. We come into a space, there's so much happening, and then we have to survive, try and survive. And so because of that, we prioritize survival and we prioritize this is the quickest means to ensure that survival to the best of our limited knowledge. But is that what is going to actually fulfill us in terms of why we are being sent here? Not necessarily. So what spirit will do is to truncate that thing that you think is your solution.
Exactly.
That thing that you're prioritizing. Spirit will now truncate all your efforts to getting that thing so that you stop and ask, okay, what do I really do?
Exactly.
What am I really doing
and
here?
It's
What's
not
happening?
And it's not only unique to people that have spiritual calling. You've seen how a child is born into a family of the father is a chief judge and the mother is a lawyer. She's a what's it called? A DA,
attorney.
Yeah. And then the child just naturally goes to school to study law. Meanwhile, that's not that child's calling. They will go into law frustrated on every angle. Even if they are succeeding in that, if you look at it from outside and it feels like, oh, she's winning every case, deep down inside, she is not just satisfied. Then you hear a lawyer turned fashion stylist. Then you see them happening in fashion world effortlessly. And they are just glowing. And they are just happy. Even when challenges come up to them in fashion industry, they would rather be there than to be in the court of law. Because they are where they are supposed to be. So it doesn't matter. It is not peculiar with spiritual calling. It is not. But make more research about spiritual calling than they do with their everyday life. Is why you don't know that other people have calling that is not priest or priestess. And if you are out of that calling, my dad used to say something. He said, if the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse and misuse is inevitable. When you do not use something for what it's supposed to be used for, you are abusing it, you are misusing it, and there's consequence for abusing and misusing something. If I take this thing now and I feel, I like the way it is light and it can, float on, then I now put it in the bathtub when my baby is birthing, and I drop it with her ducks and her little plastic toys, and this goes into water, water will enter into some part of it. It will start to malfunction because you have used it for a different purpose from which it was made. You understand? So yeah. Someone says, can you perform Ishefa before Itefa? Yes, you can do Ishefa before Itefa. You can do Ishefa before Itefa. Auntie Lande says she does a prayer in English, but now she's learning Yoruba gradually. Yes. Ifa will love to join and answer your question. Okay. This guy again. Any other question? Are there books for Afa just like Ifa? No. So, like I said, when you say Ifa and you say Afa, Afa is spirituality. Ifa is more than just spirituality. So, which is why information of Ifa has to be put together in books, in memory, because it does more than just that. Now, the people that need to know Afa are the people that are called by spirit into the divination. The people that are there is like if you are called to be a Dibia, or what's the female one called? Ezenwai. and you are called by the ancestors of your village, there is a current practicing priest in your village who is going to teach you and guide you. You don't need to read it in a book. There are just a few people that are called for it. It's not like Ifa where anybody can come to Ifa, everybody can come to Ifa. It's not like that. So it is sacred, which is why you don't find so much information about other forms of spirituality like you find about Ifa. Because the information on Ifa is not just spirituality. I was explaining something on one of my live streams the day I was talking about Ifa STEM. That's the science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics of Ifa. Now, there was a particular Odrifa that I recited. They said he was speaking of Oje and Ide. Wọ́n ní Ide rigidi. Ide rigidi la fi ń tanná ọlá. Òjé rigidi la fi ń tanná ọlà kalẹ̀. Adífá fún Ọ̀rúnmìlà ńgbà tí baba ń lọ rèé tanná ọlá. Ẹbọ lawó ní kán mú ṣe and blah blah like that. Now, when you listen to it as a natural person, you hear wọ́n fi ń tanná ọlá. Ọlá is riches. Wọ́n fi ń tanná ọlà is wealth. Ǹjẹ́ kílédùmarè jẹ́ ká tanná ọlá kalẹ̀, ká tanná ọlà kalẹ̀, meaning that may we have the light of wealth and the light of riches for the end of life. An average person that listens to that Odrifa, all he's hearing is riches. But for people that are physics and mathematics and science inclined, you heard Ide rigidi ló fi ń tanná ọlá. Ide is brass from which copper is taken out from. Òjé rigidi ló fi ń tanná ọlà kalẹ̀. Òjé is lead. You are thinking about copper and lead, and Ino is light. Ino is the same word that means power, electricity. Somebody that is coming from the place of physics thinks about brass and copper is what will produce electricity. The same Odrifa that you are reading wealth and riches. The same old river, somebody else is reading copper and brass to make electricity. You see how Ifa is different from every other form of spirituality, because the information contained in Ifa is much more than spirituality. But when it comes to Afa, it is strictly for spirituality, and it is strictly to be practiced by people that have spiritual calling. So it's not an open information. You cannot read about Afa. Why do you want to read about Afa? You are not a spiritualist. You are not a Dibia. The people that know Afa will teach the spiritualists that are coming. They are the ones that need to know it. So it is not general or public information. If not, the general public will desecrate a sacred thing. So for Ifa, it is a whole lot of things put together aside from spirituality. Let me see. Any other question? Please, can you answer the questions?
There's no other question.
Hey, they said you should tap, guys, please. You guys, please keep tapping now. I can't see any likes scrolling up here. I can't see any likes scrolling up here. I know the Odu. Okay.
Somebody asked how do you take care of the Ifa?
How do you take care of your Ifa? Please, can you reach out to the... I need to check the setting of this thing. Please, can you reach out to the Babalawo and the Yanifa that did your Ifa for you so that they can guide you on how to take care of your Ifa? My son name is Fajulugbe before getting married, but never... Okay, you have never done your Ifa, Abi. I think that's what the person wants to say. He said it makes sense. But, okay.
So what can I do to always bless my Ifa or Ifa?
Yeah, you go and do your Ishefa, do Itefa, do an Ifa divination. Remy Gold, please send a message via WhatsApp, please. The WhatsApp number is pinned on your screen right now. Send a message via WhatsApp. Remy Gold that is asking for... Is difficult as a typical Nigerian lady to switch the discrimination and all that? For Ifa, it's not difficult though. it is you. You are the one that will decide if this thing is worth
Working
it.
for,
As
because
an adult, I think what you should be concerned about is the result you are getting for
for your life,
yourself. I understand for people that are married,
or people
whose
that are coming
husbands,
from Christianity, that their
uh
entire community is based around Christianity.
I understand how challenging it can be,
Yeah,
but
but
the truth is,
um,
you have to take the step. It's your life we're talking about here. It's like your parents have made you go and study a course. You eventually come, you leave the certificate, you still go and pursue the dream that is yours. So you will still have to do it. That is what is called being an adult. Someone says, so what happened? So what happens?
I'm ready. So my parents are called Christians.
Oh yeah, my parents were called
Christians
Christians
too.
too. Ah, deeper life. Do you hear what I said? Deeper life. All my mom's family, SU, pastor here, pastor there.
My papa,
I had to
priest.
choose. His own daddy was an Anglican priest, and mommy is still very much
My uncles and aunties are all still very much.
Everybody is still very much Christian and priest.
priest.
But you have to choose what you have to. Like, story of my life, let me tell me, I don't even have any family member that is speaking to me again. Since I openly made my choice for Ifa 10 years ago, I don't have. But I would rather choose this life for myself than have a bunch of family members that decide to be loyal to Jesus before blood. It's okay. This is my life that I'm doing. And I feel like, as hard as it is, because the fear of a lot of people is, I will lose my family members, I will lose my friends. Is that going to happen? Yes.
But you can
For
get
real.
new ones.
For
And your
real.
life
But
will be
you
okay.
will make new ones.
And your life will be, you will get
You will get
fulfillment.
results, you will get, and you know the funny thing, I tell myself today, wherever it is my extended family members are, seeing me, watching me, seeing the quality of life that I'm living and what I'm doing for myself, they might not be able to reach out to me and say, we're proud of you, but trust me, they're proud of me. Oh, trust me, they are proud of me. Some of them that have not spoken to me in years stumbled on Ifa college video, and they're like, you are starting up a university. I said yes. They just smiled and said, oh wow, well done. At least two of them have reached out to me this year. My brother reached out to me this year, first time in how many years. I was like, wow, I'm proud of what you are doing. One of my cousins sent a message to a friend that he knows will pass the message across to me to say, wow, she's really doing it. I know her. I know when she sets her mind to do something, at the end of the day, you'll be all right too. Trust me, everybody will be all right. Except you are not fully convinced. Now, will it be easy? I will say it again. It will not be easy. What can Ifa do? No, it's basic question. My nephew used to cry from his sleep until they did Ifa something for him. He stopped immediately. Oh wow.
So what can Ifa do?
Okay, they have answered you. That's one of the things Ifa can do. Was there an answer to it already? To answer to what? Please, if I've not answered your question, I'm taking it one by one. Okay, I responded to you. I said where I am based. It depends on what you want to do. I don't need to disclose the address of where I stay with my family. You don't need that. What you need is your spiritual work done. So if you want to do a spiritual work with me, this is how it happens. I'm not one of those priests that have one address that I'm waiting for people to come and meet me there. No, that's not how I work. I work from different shrines. When I have things to do at Osun River or at any of the Ojubos in Oshogbo, I will be at Oshogbo. So if I do a divination for you, and if I says we should take you to Osun River to go and bath you or do a board, you will meet me in Oshogbo. If I need to do anything that requires the Ojubos that is in Ogun State, in Ijebu Ode, you will meet me there. We will fix a time, you will meet me there. If I need to do anything for you that requires us to be in Ife, Ni Orisun, you will meet me there. So you're not going to come all the way from wherever to come to my house. Then we'll now do a divination. If I now says, it's Oshun, we will now stand up from there. No, 24 hours is too small for us to waste it like that. So this is how it works. Send a message via DM to either of us. You do a divination first about what you want to do. Sometimes it doesn't require that I see you. There's nothing on my face you want to see. I'm not Yurisha. I'm not Olodumare. I'm not the spirit that is going to, I'm just here as an instrument and a tool for physical communication between them and you. So right now, what you are going to do is do a divination. Divination says, oh, make Ebo and Etutu for him. We will do it for you. You will receive whatever it is you are looking for, we'll move on. He says, oh, they have to be there in person. This person has to do it, Ifa. Then you will meet us at the Igbodu that Ifa picks for you. And then we do your Itefa day. Everybody goes to their house and move on. You understand what I'm saying? There are some things that are not really necessary. This is 2025. We don't need to be traveling from Niger State to come to Lagos just to hear buy two products that we can way bill to you. No, now we have better use of time. You see that 24 hours, no matter how spiritual you are, it cannot increase by 1 second. It is limited. So you see the time we spend on, a lot of you join my live streaming because you love the way I teach Ifa, you understand it. You see the number of hours I spend on live streaming, then I'll still do divination, then I'll still do Itefa, Etutu Anebo, then we'll still do attend to people that need fertility treatment, and we'll still make products, and then we still get to spend time with our family. We have to be sure that that 24 hours we are maximizing it. You understand? So that has answered your question.
234828.
I've pinned it again.
Okay, ping it again.
Yeah, I've pinned it again. So please answer my question. Okay, we're answering question one by one. No. You are not answering my question. Don't worry, I'm answering one by one. It all makes sense. I've heard something similar like yours. Okay. Gaslighting yourself is a major observation. I tell you. Remy Gold, I think I've answered your question. In search of clarity, I went to Bible college. More confusion. Nobody. Sister Lande, that's true. Does Ifa offer a solution or solves problem?
Yes.
Okay, both of them. It offers your solution. It offers you the steps to the solution. You take the steps. There's a part you have to play. There's a part that the Orishas have to play. Okay, so this is what it is when you say, does Ifa offer a solution? Ifa is an embodiment of knowledge. Ifa is not a human being. Ifa is not a being. Ifa is knowledge. Ifa is the words of the mouth of Olodumare. So what you get from Ifa is instruction. You understand? So Ifa instructs you on what to do. So let's take, for instance, I do a divination for you, and Ifa says your Odu is Ogbe Ofun, Ogbe Gbohun Folohun Kowo Ba Le Fuye. That means anybody that Odu Ifa comes out from, Ifa is saying there is something you are holding on to that is not your own. Return it so that your hands will be free and light to receive the blessing. That thing you are holding on to that is not your own is what is blocking you. So that's your part to play. Return it. Maybe somebody's husband, somebody's child, somebody's land, somebody's property. You are sitting on somebody's promotion. You have gone to exchange somebody's name on the list of how they are supposed to succeed in life, whatever it is. Ifa says that. Then the Etutu and Ebo, Ifa instructs you to give sacrifice to this Orisha, to that spirit, to that deity, so that they will in turn fix whatever it is that has to be fixed. You see how it works like that. So Ifa is just pretty much knowledge and information pre-recorded already that guides you into go here, go here. We call Ifa the GPS of life. So if you have a GPS, does GPS solve the problem of you being lost? Yes. GPS will give you direction in the map. If you don't follow it, you will still be lost. So you can have Ifa and still be in the midst of problem if you don't follow what Ifa says. So on that angle, Ifa gives you, it offers you the solution. If you follow the instruction, it assists you into materializing the solution in real life. Right. Okay. Let's continue. She will give.
She will just give her time. What was the
Okay.
question?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we'll get to it. Thank you so much. I've received answers to many questions I had. Wow, you're welcome. My father told me 2 weeks ago that I was hurting him by not going to church. I know, trust me. See, and their pain is valid.
It's valid, though.
Because they're scared of hell. They are wondering, how would I bring a child into this world?
And for a child to
And the
decide to
child
go
will now
to
go to
hell.
hell. Trust me,
See that story about hell,
it's
eh?
painful. Thank you so much for the gift. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Keep tapping, keep liking. I know. Trust me, I know.
No such
Ogbo
thing.
ato yin o, ogbo ato.
The truth is, you're already in hell with the way your life is going astray by not doing what you're sent here to do. So if you have if I or Ordinary can help you do what you came to this life to do, you've done God's will for your life.
Someone says, is Ifa aligned to astrology? Like I said,
astrology is astrology.
like I said, you see this comparison thing, don't do it. You want to learn numerology, learn it. You want to learn astrology, learn it. You want to learn Ifa, learn it. When you get those two sides of knowledge, then you'll be able to ask for yourself, are they the same thing? Do they align? But there is no need for that. Trying to bring this one into this, trying to explain something that does not need, is not necessary. Ifa is Ifa, numerology is numerology, astrology is astrology. Is just, you understand, different forms of spirituality. Just like you have different forms of medical science, different parts of medical science. Somebody is asking you, is cardiology aligned with
osteopathy?
With what's that?
With oncology.
With oncology is what's it called? Does it align with dentistry? They are two different things. They are forms of medicine, but they are different things. You understand? Important thing is they all solve well-being. So if you need a cardiologist, go to a cardiologist. You are not here to be wondering, is a cardiologist more important than
this one valid or not?
The one you need, just go for that. See, life is already hard. Life is already complicated. I beg you, don't complicate it further. Stop looking for what's not missing. It's not necessary. For real. This is how people just it's two different things. Exactly. Thanks for answering. How does one find out the purpose of their being on this realm? Send a message via WhatsApp. Itefa will be done for you, Ishefa. Don't worry, you'll be giving the full details. But send the message via WhatsApp because I've explained this already. It means you are just joining. Why did I have to do my face like that? Oh, thank you so much. What I really want to know is how can I take care of my Ifa? Okay, I've answered this one. Ikirioki omimi loju. It is well with you. Yorùbá tẹ́ bá kọ tẹ́ bá fam mi sí kò sẹ́ni tó máa kà ó. I was told to tefa. Okay, send the message via the WhatsApp number that is on the screen. Have you typed anyone so I can pin it?
No.
You do it.
The person is talking. Okay, the person was talking about
if you feel you need it and you are really ready. Yeah. So it's not, you do it because you are given an instruction to do it and because your life depends on it. Trust me, it's not always about feeling. Feeling is too. Can if I align? Okay, we've answered. I'm ready, but my parents are core Christians. Okay. I think I've answered that. Which business is good for Iwori Utura? Don't do this thing again. Don't do this thing. You see, let me tell you something that you just did now. Son of Elroy. Okay. Imagine that I know your first name. You have written Iwori Utura here now. I know your Odrifa. I already know that is your Odrifa. You just gave me the details to your entire life. If there's anybody on this live streaming that has beef for you before, they have information to deal with you. You don't understand. You just gave somebody, it's like you gave somebody the password of your phone and the security code of your house and your security code of your...
They can come and say now that, what if the business is the old is for somebody else?
We already know. Please, I beg you.
But you also have to protect that person too now.
I posted something on my WhatsApp status, on TikTok here. I made a video a couple of days ago and I said, one of the reasons that Akosejaye was abolished was not so much about westernization and religion. A lot of people that are practicing Ifa don't do Akosejaye like before, because that information gives people the entire key to a child's life, and because most of our forefathers practiced polygamy. A new baby is born, people are happy, people are rejoicing, they are doing the Akosejaye for the child, which reveals the child's odu. So many people are there rejoicing. The moment the second wife hears that the child that they are doing this divination for, this child is going to be the star of the family, this is the child that they are waiting for, they get the odu, they read it, and they find out they are 20 steps ahead of that child and his parents to ruin the life of that child using that odu. That's why a lot of people till now who are even practitioners of Ifa and Isheshe, they don't do it. The few people that do, they do it in a guarded environment. I know a mother who said that she doesn't want her husband to be present because he has 2 wives. When he's sleeping with the wife, the second wife can be asking, the baby that they just gave birth to, what is Odu? He's rubbing the man's head and his belly. The man will start to talk. She said if they are going to do it, she will be the only one there, because the only person she trusts with the life of her child is herself. And this is you as an adult coming into a public place that has almost 100 people on a live streaming, typing out your Odrifa. And when they do anything negative with it now, you will say it's Ifa that it's not Ifa. It is our ignorance. Ifa is not responsible for this one. You want to find out about your Odu, send a message via DM. And I think it comes from the fact that a lot of people don't even know what it means. They don't know what that Odu that they carry means. A lot of people went to Ibodu just because people said that they should do it. Let me pin the WhatsApp number on your screen. The WhatsApp number is pinned right now. So I beg you, with everything you hold there, keep your Odrifa, guard it as if it's the pin to your bank vault. Thank you so much. Guard it as if it is the code of an inheritance that you have. In Benin, we say it openly. That's how we got to where we are today. Trust me, that's how we got to where we are today. That's how we got here. That's what gave your village people access into your life. And one road go shadro logo, stargazers. That's how we got to where we are today. It's painful, but you need to understand that even some of our forefathers made mistakes. We are supposed to be improving on their life. I beg you. But if you think there's nothing anybody can do to you, I don't know who your mommy is. I don't know on which spiritual throne your mother is sitting. So maybe because I don't have physical mommy again. That's why I'm being conscious. Yorubani omoti oni ya ondegbo eni. A child that doesn't have a mother does not go and play and they will have a wound at the back, because it's only your mother that can help you take care of a wound at your back. I don't have mommy. Maybe that's why I'm guarding my life like this. But some of you have mommy, you have grandmother, you have wife who are sitting on your case like this. I don't have. Me and my husband is together with God. There is nobody in his family that is looking out for him because he's doing African spirituality now. Even me, I don't have. You understand? So we cannot be far away. But please, I will just tell you, guard that information.
There's no need for anybody else to know it beyond you and your babalawo.
So many people blame their temples this way.
They name their teaching that
I was telling my husband. She was talking about it. The moment they do Itefa, you will now hear Ejiogbe, House of Spirituality. Ogunda Iwori, spiritual home. Kikilo. Oh, please, the day that people start to say, what was that? The genotype that we had? AA plus, O plus. I mean, what are those?
O negative
negative spiritual house. The day people start to, I don't understand. You see, and all of these things stems from lack of knowledge. It's because people don't understand what these things are. People don't know. A lot of people did it because they said they should do it, and it's good. But beyond that, seek knowledge. Find out the reason for something. Sit down and you understand. As an Ifa priestess, as much as I have learned, if you tell me your Udrifa, I know what your taboos are. And if a wicked and selfish priest wants to deal with you, they will tell you that you think it's all the taboos that you have that they listed to you during your Itefa. They could tell you just a few things. It's just a few things they told you. There is so much more to that your Udu that they did not tell you. And trust me, ignorance does not take away the consequences. If a girl does not know anything about pregnancy and she goes to make love with a boy, she will get pregnant if she's ovulating. It doesn't matter whether she knows what it means or not. Life some people will say, as long as they have not told me my Odu, as long as not tell me what my taboo is, nothing can happen to me. What do you think has been happening to you before? Happy Friday. Thank you for that gift. What do you think has been happening to you before? Is what has been dealing with you. Your parents did not tell you that fashion designing is your path. They did not make a divination. You went ahead to become a doctor. You spent so many years in medical school. You built hospital. Everything was just like the world was against you. Then you tell yourself, I have this passion. Fashion, then you now go to fashion school. 3 years after you launched your fashion brand, it's like you did juju. Everything is going. Now, did ignorance allow you to succeed in medicine? No. Success is not going to say, I will come to you irrespective of whether you know this is what you're supposed to be doing or not. Life is, and people Joe, I beg you, let me scroll back and say, please, yeah, I told you to charge you that time. It's okay if you bring one here. This one is 200. I can take this out. Okay. If you bring the charge. Yeah. It's common and it's dangerously wrong. Yes, dangerously wrong. Let's continue to educate the people around us. Let's continue to educate our friends and our family. Nobody needs that information. I beg you. That is why when you are going into Ibodu, it's not a party that they call friends and family to come there with you. It's only Ifa priests and priestesses that are there. Please, don't let's go and look for something good and then get ourselves into, unnecessary things with it. Is it possible to know what job and business that is best for? Yeah, of course it is. Oh, wow, that's one of the basic reasons why we do this. Any other question? Have you reached 256 Odrifa? Or see Olodumare and so?
I think the power bank is there too.
No, it's not. It's just. Is it? Oh wow! It cannot be now. It is something before I removed them.
Seriously?
Yeah. Sorry. So somebody said, "Have we reached 256?" What do you mean? Have we reached 256 Odu?
Have you restocked?
Okay, have we restocked? Sorry, I couldn't read that properly. No, but let me see this. Is this a joke? It's supposed to come on.
Yeah, but it's not.
First time here. Thank you very much for joining us. Say this is their first time here.
So when you are able to Risha, do you see the Risha? No, you don't.
Do you see the Orisha?
When you give offering to God, do you see God?
They are spirits, you don't see them. Sorry, I laughed. I don't mean to sound like that, but it just sounded funny that you think that people actually see Orishas.
But they see you.
You don't see them.
and
Their
you know how to
spirits
receive the
it's like you don't see virus and you don't see what is it
that's
called?
true. You don't see the wind, but you know you can know it's there.
Exactly. So
And
their spirits, you don't
it,
see them.
but they see you and they see the offering and they accept it.
Mm-hmm.
And you will know this by the fact that whatever you give them the offering for will change, will be met.
Exactly.
That's how you know.
Exactly. What's going on here? This is Ifa College. We are learning the undiluted, unwatered down truth about Ifa, Isheshe, Odinani, and African spirituality as a whole. I'm Iyanifa Ewa, a Yoruba priestess, and
Kana Dibia and Igbo
spiritualist. So that's what we are doing here today. Thank you very much. Any other question? Any other question? We have not restocked it yet. Sorry, please. We have not restocked. Yeah, we have not. We have not. But by next month, we should have restocked it. Do you have any other questions? Do you have any other questions? Good morning, Grand Rising, Ojumo Oreo. Do you have any other questions? Is it? It's not. Oh, sorry. And it was because see this is like 99. Yeah. I would like to take the journey into Ifa, but in my area, there's no one to connect to. Yeah, send a message on WhatsApp to connect.
And maybe announcement sometimes when you do it to the Yami may appear and receive it.
You see that Yami te menu lo yen, èmi àti Nicola jọ máa ṣe conversation Yami yen. Are you guys a couple?
Yes.
Does that answer your question? I'm in love. Yes, we're a couple. I'm the wife and that's the husband. Did I just say that?
No, God. I am the bride.
Okay. I'm not the bride. I'm the, oh my God, that thing has to be.
But you are the bride now. You're the wife.
I'm the wife. And that's the husband. Yeah, we're a couple. Yes. Someone said I'm shy for you. Don't worry. Okay. If you say so, there is no problem. So maybe because of that, that's why you see them. But the truth is this, let's not put out a misconception out there. There is no part of the Odrifa that says if you give able to Orishas, you are going to see them. But can we dispute the fact that they actually show themselves to people? We cannot rule that out. I saw so many spirit beings as a child, and I still do see them. I'm aware and conscious when my Egbe is around, but I don't go about teaching that as a regular everyday life experience, because that's not the experience of everybody, and it is not a compulsory experience you have to have. It's not a prerequisite experience for anything. Someone say you guys are using us to catch cruise at me. Don't worry, we're having fun. So before we round off today, I like to always talk about this because I see a lot of people come on. You are an Iyanifa and the gentleman next to you is an Odinani priest. Yes, he's a Dibia. Dibias are Odinani priests. And the gentleman next to me is my husband. Please put that. Remember those videos. The day you get married. My husband said I should tell you that. So let me go and ask my husband. So let's see if my husband likes it. And let's see if my husband, yes, I'm one of those women. So it's my husband that you're talking about here, but on a more serious note, yeah. So there's a question that people keep asking, especially people that either have a spiritual calling or people that are practicing African spirituality like Loju Mejeji. They are not hiding, they are practicing it, they are all in their practice. Now, one major challenge is always marriage and relationship. We cannot deny that. It's a major challenge that people face in African spirituality. It's a major challenge. Do you want to plug it?
Where's that your number?
Yeah, just post it there and just post it now and then you can charge it. I don't know why this is like this. So like I was saying, thank you so much for the gift though. If Agbewa, Isheshe Agbewa, Awala Lele Agbewa. Someone said, Ma, you are ignoring me. I want to know more.
She was asking about if she says she's a northerner.
Okay, you are. Please, can you just post the WhatsApp number?
Please, take it.
Let me type it. Please, I'm not ignoring you. I probably didn't see your question. But if you are asking a question to learn more about Ifa, okay, it's not something I can teach you
right
on this
now.
live streaming right now. So you will send a message via the WhatsApp number that I am about to post on your screen. So you see the WhatsApp number that is posting on your
Pink.
that is pinned on your TikTok screen right now. Copy that number and send a message. Trust me, I'm not ignoring anybody. So that's a major thing. It's a major part of this our journey. If you have a spiritual calling or you are a full practitioner of African spirituality, one of the major challenges you are likely to have is in your relationship. I was on a live streaming, when was that? Sometimes last week, and a man was sharing his experience. He said he had been in this relationship for 4 years. 4 years relationship, everything was going on well. But then he decided to fully practice Ifa without hiding anything. And the lady left. In fact, the man went on saying that he tried to buy time, hoping that she would change, she would reason along with him. He was trying to buy time by giving her property. I mean, a good man right there, thinking that okay, at least maybe this will make her change. With time, she might understand what it is. He wasn't even asking her to accept African spirituality and practice it. He was just saying, let's still continue in our relationship and our marriage. Let me practice what I'm open to, and you stay with Christianity. But she said no, she said she couldn't. And right there and then, 4 years relationship went down the drain, not because somebody cheated, not because somebody is not a good person, but because different choices in their practice of spirituality. So it's a thing, you understand? It's
It's still
something
paying
that,
down there.
yeah, I would pin it again. It's something that we need to consider. It's something that is very crucial to our journey. Now, for people that have spiritual calling, the reason they always say the biggest challenge is that you can't find someone to marry. Here is what it is. Let me explain it to you. Especially as a woman, it's more common among women. Now, you are an Ifa priestess. You are called to be an Ifa priestess like me, right? And then you marry a man who is not committed or connected to African spirituality. How do you think I'll be able to do this if my husband is not a practitioner of African spirituality? Look at the number of hours I spend on live streaming from my house, talking about Ifa. Visitors coming, they hear me. My children, they are there, they hear me. When I have to have a shrine in my house. We do sacrifice and appeasement every day. The songs I'm singing is Orisha. I'm invoking spirits every day. I have to leave my house and go to different places. Oshun Oshobo Festival, I will travel. Somebody wants to do Itefa, I will travel. We are having a meeting, I will travel. In fact, I even had to join the Ogboni. If your husband is a pastor, will he allow you to join Ogboni? No. So you see all of these things, it's not because spirits are punishing you, that's why you cannot find a man. It's not because men around cannot see you as a good person. There is nothing wrong with you. It's just the peculiarity of what your life is going to be. Spirit doesn't want you to get into relationships that would hinder this calling, because the moment you enter into a marriage relationship, into that commitment contract, especially as a woman, and it doesn't align with your spiritual calling or your spiritual practice, you are faced with a decision every day. You are either choosing your marriage or you are choosing your calling. Most of the time is like that. Even if the man tells you, don't worry, I will support you, the way you are going to support me is, let's be practicing Ifa together. That's the only condition I know you will support me. Because even if the man personally doesn't have a problem with it, if he is actively practicing an Abrahamic religion, the people in his church will have a problem with it. His family members will have a problem with it. Brother Shegun, how can you say you are a leader in church and they are summoning demons in your house, even if your husband does not want to stress you? Life will make him stress you. For your children, do they practice Odinani or Isheshe? I want you to come when we're answering this question.
Why do you want to know the answer?
No, you know how people say you cannot be a Christian and marry a Muslim because what religion will the children practice? So my children, I've had children before I got into this marriage, and my children have been practicing Ifa before I got into this marriage, and my children are Yoruba. Remember what I explained to you about how it works with Ifa and how it works with other forms of spirituality. You understand? My children are Yoruba children. My children are they are connected to their roots and their ancestors in Yoruba land. So my children have started practicing Ifa before I met my husband. So my children are practicing Ifa. Now, will they know about Odinani? Of course they will. They are Nigerians. It's just like saying, oh, can your child learn another language despite the fact that they are Yoruba speaking? Yes. Will they know about it? Yes. Do they come around to see? My husband has a shrine, his altar in the house. Do they go there to see what it is? Yes, I explained to them, this is what this means in Igbo. This is what this means. This is what that means. But they are Yoruba children. So they are connected first with their own ancestors. You understand? Now, if my husband and I have kids, you understand that child is a child that we will now start to say, okay, you know what? But do you know where there won't be a confusion? Because we have Ifa. So it's Ifa that will direct us into what part, which ancestor is calling this child, which ancestor is this child reincarnating. Ifa will direct you aside, right, and then you put that child in the path that the child is supposed to be. It's not me that I get to determine. Even my children that are Yoruba, we still do divination for them to find out what exactly. Are there any one of them that have spiritual calling that is supposed to do this Ifa work? I've done all of that for my children. I know where they're supposed to go. So it's not about me saying, oh, their father is Igbo, so it's their father's family that is superior. You see all of those things, Ifa helps you out. It's not, like I told you, there's no superior or inferior. You ask Ifa, this child, where does this child tend towards? This is it. What is this child supposed to do? That is it. I hope I've answered your question. So now, being not Yoruba, you can't do Ifa. What does that mean? Your purpose in life. Oh, how are you doing? I've seen you a couple of times on my live streaming. Please keep tapping on your screen. Nobody is tapping again. Do you want us to go and sleep? Keep tapping on your screen. Power tap. We have almost 100 people here. Keep tapping on your screen. Follow, follow, follow. Your purpose in life. Please, I didn't get that question you asked last. Thank you very much. Keep tapping on your screen. Keep your gifts coming in. Keep liking. Keep sharing. Please, can you ask your question again? Your purpose in life. Let me see. Your husband is Igbo. Yes, my husband is a Dibia, an Igbo spiritualist. What's the major topic tonight? We are answering questions that people are asking. Ẹ kú ìtọ́nà Erelu, ẹ ṣé o, Ògbó àtọ̀yìn o, Ògbó àtọ̀yìn o. Any question on YouTube? No other questions. Any other question? What I mean is, if you are not Yoruba, you can't do Ifa. Oh, no, anybody can do Ifa. My husband has Ifa. He's a Dibia. He's an Igbo Dibia. He has Ifa. He did his Egbe in the Yoruba way. He did his Egbe in the Yoruba way. He has Ifa. And he does Ose for his Ifa. He has Orishas according to Yoruba spirituality. He has his Orishas. He has his Egbe. He has his Ifa. And he's a practitioner of Igbo spirituality. He's a Dibia. You understand? Anybody can do Ifa. That's why you find, you see people from Western world whose skin color is like this. You see them coming to Ifa, and Ifa welcomes everybody to his mat. That one, Ifa does not have. Can a person have more than one Odu? The only place you can get your Odu that birth you is inside Igbodu, and you can only go to Igbodu once. Now, can you have different Odu that speaks on different Idafa that you do? Yes. Every time you ask Ifa a question, an Odu comes out. It doesn't make that Odu your personal Odu. Do you understand? It doesn't make it your personal Odu. The only Odu that is your Odu that cannot change is the Odu from Igbodu during your Itefa. But when you do Idafa, different Odu comes out for different situation. You understand? So somebody said, wow, okay, ma, that's what I want to know because I'm not Yoruba. Yeah, I understand you are not Yoruba, but you can practice Ifa. Ifa does not, Ifa welcomes everybody to his mat. Ifa doesn't discriminate on whether you are Yoruba or not. So before I took those questions, I was talking about your journey as in spirituality. I just pinned the WhatsApp number on the screen. Your journey in spirituality. Most of the problem that do you talk about dreams? Send a message via WhatsApp number if you need any dream interpreted, not on a live streaming. So if you have a spiritual calling or you are somebody that practices African spirituality fully, you have to make sure that the person that you're with, the person you are married to, the person you are dating is also open to African spirituality fully. If not, there will be a lot of struggles. So if you have been experiencing all of that back and forth in your relationship because you have a calling, it's not spirits that is fighting you. They are just keeping you from getting into a relationship that would hinder your calling, that will make it difficult for you to be able to do this practice. Because in real sense, for somebody that is Christian, you cannot drag them into accepting you as a priest or priestess. They are too devoted to their religion. They will choose Jesus over you. I'm telling you, even those that love you and want you to be free to practice, the people around them will dangle Jesus in their face like this, and they will give them ultimatum. It's either you send that witch woman that is in your house that is summoning demons out, or you are out of this church, you are no longer a leader. Except the person is personally convinced about Ifa, they will choose religion over you. And it doesn't make them bad people. It just means that they are in situations where, you know how Christianity does these things. You become a Christian today, you are coming from a Muslim family. They how will I put it? They twist your mind into cutting away from your own immediate family. Your father and your mother suddenly becomes the world that you cannot be equally yoked with. Your siblings that you grew up loving each other, they suddenly become unbelievers. You suddenly now have family in church. Your brother and sister is now in church. You see the way they do that thing. If you are dating someone that is not an Ifa devotee, and that's your calling, they will do it to you. They will frustrate that relationship, and your partner will get to a point is either they join you or they leave. And when they leave, I tell people, I don't want you to feel bad, especially if you are in a family and your family members do not love, they are not an Ifa practicing family, and they stop speaking to you and you feel bad. No, you to think about it. When you are a Christian, when I was even a Christian, I didn't have friends that were Muslims. I was not allowed to have friends that were Muslim. I looked at them in a certain way.
Like they were confused.
I looked at them like, what conversations do we want to have? That's what Christianity did to me. So I can't blame my friends who are Christians right now who don't want to have anything to do with me. I have friends whose husband gave them ultimatum to block me on every social media platform. I don't do anything wrong. The only offense is that I'm an Ifa. I don't want to. I used to respect that woman. But right now, let's just keep praying for her soul. That's what my friend's husband did tried it. She played the voice note to me just so that I know that she wasn't the one that was choosing not to speak with. And I told her, I said, you know what? I understand how these things work. One of my friends like that. I told her, I said, I understand how these things work. It's not his fault. As far as he's concerned, he's doing something that is going to get a crown for, a star for in heaven. Yeah, there's a crown waiting for him in heaven for what he just did. So, not true. There's a stand waiting for you in heaven for choosing to stand by. Why are you laughing? But why are you laughing? It's not true. It's true now. There's a stand, there's a crown waiting. There's a crown waiting for them in heaven if they choose to walk away from us. So that's the way they feel. So I'm begging you, don't even go and put yourself in a situation like that. Don't go and put yourself in that kind of situation. If spirit is cutting off every relationship that you have, they are protecting you until the day you find that person, you meet that person that you can do life with. You don't have to lie and pretend. One of my clients came to do Itefa. She's a pastor's wife. Her husband is a pastor. She had to tell her mom. It was her mom that brought her to the Babalawo that did Itefa, that did a consultation for her, that they said she had to do her Itefa to be able to understand the business she's going to do and what life. So she started to make research in Ifa, and then she found me online, and she said she felt comfortable with doing her Itefa with me. Her mother had to lie to her husband that she was sick, and they had to fly her to somewhere to go and do a surgery, and they were going to shave her hair looking for veins. Her mother had to cook up that story to her husband before she could leave the house and come and do Itefa. And then when she came back, the husband is like, hey, how are you doing? You know, I mean, I looked at it that day, I was like, but I can't tell her to just, whatever it is that the man, marriage of 20-something years with children. So you see how this thing is? Imagine the way the man will now feel the day he knows that that's what she went to do, and his mother-in-law to lie. You see this thing? So for real, when it comes to this thing that you are practicing, someone said that's a good mother. That's the mother that knows that the future of her child is more important to her than church attendance. If church has helped her, will they be looking for help in a Babalawo's place? But then again, let's answer the question: what does it mean? What does it mean, and what are the benefits of Itefa? We have explained that before. You came late. Itefa is that divination that gives you the Odu, that tells you the summary of your purpose in life. Simply put, the main purpose of Itefa is so that you know the Odu Ifa that birthed you. The Odu Ifa that birthed you gives you pretty much your purpose in life.
Tell us our purpose is to serve God.
Our purpose is to serve God. For real, that's the purpose of a dog and a goat and a tree. We are all here to serve God. What else? Even angels in heaven, their purpose is to serve God. How am I serving God? Is it as a lawyer or as a banker? Am I serving God in Nigeria or in UK? They cannot tell you anything. They just say your purpose is to serve God. But in fact, gives you specific that is for you. How can I know or find mine? Send the message via the WhatsApp number that is showing on your screen. Send the message via the WhatsApp number. Let me pin the WhatsApp number. So you see that thing, I tell people that if there is anything that I will use to brag about Ifa to the ends of the world, it is that Itefa and the Odu Ifa that birthed you. Because trust me, I told you that I came to Ifa because I was seeking knowledge, not because there was a problem somewhere that I was trying to fix. And I've tried and tested this thing over and over again. I have worked with people that had before they came to Ifa, they had some medical conditions, allergies particularly. I can't find the number again. I've worked with people that had allergies before they came to Ifa. Babe, please, can we quickly see what it has charged a bit to type it? I can't find the number. And people are asking. Thank you. So like I was saying, I've worked with people that had different allergies before they came to do their Itefa. Now, when they came to do the Itefa, I made sure that the person that did their Udu and everything is not me. Babalawo that doesn't know them. When they did the Itefa, the food that Ifa said they should not eat is the same food that they are allergic to. So you know how people are. Some people is protein, Some people is seafood. This particular lady is seafood. Now, Ifa did not even say seafood. Ifa mentioned the specific seafood that she was not supposed to eat anymore. Medical science just generally said she should stay off seafood, that she was reacting to it. Itefa told her that this food has become a taboo for her. She should not eat it again. And that is her taboo. And it was the same thing that she had been struggling with as an allergy. Which chapter, what verse, what in the Bible is going to tell you that you should stop eating fish or milk? In fact, we literally tell you business you are not supposed to do. Don't even near it. Don't, if they are sharing that business 2 for 1 naira, do not move there. People will tell me during Itefa that, my dear sister, this is the first business I put money into that went down the drain. This particular business that Ifa said I should not do. If there is anything that makes me brag about Ifa, that singular thing, I'm still waiting for anybody in Abrahamic religion that is coming to show me how you can find the specific. Let's sit 2 people down that does not know anything. We don't know them. Carry your Bible and enter into spirit. I'm not talking about people that are using African spirituality to support Bible. I'm talking pure Bible, not because, you know, we have some practitioners of Christianity, particularly the white garment churches, who have infused African spirituality into their church. You and I both know, even when I was a Christian, we didn't consider them as Christians. Those ones can use African spirituality to get certain information, but pure Christianity, the way they brought Christianity, put somebody down and open the Bible and tell me the purpose of that person. Let me take the person into Igbodu and also tell the person the purpose. Let's see how it works. Someone says, can you explain? What's this? Irene, or what's this? Irene. I don't know what that thing is that she typed though. The Bible says, do not call what I have blessed cursed. I know, right? I know. I'm allergic to shellfish like shrimps. What to do? Mine. Okay. The Tefa we are talking about, I'm in UK. Can I ask where you guys are based? Nigeria, please. Are there places Ifa practitioners meet in London? Physically meet, none that I'm aware of. But is there a global Ifa community and group? Yes, we have that. And then you can get that on by sending a message to the WhatsApp number that will soon be posted on your screen. Now, one of the reasons why I don't recommend, a lot of people wonder why I don't do it, why I don't recommend groups where you can meet people, is that I cannot vouch for everybody you meet in that group. So you can join a group of Ifa devotees anywhere around you, but ẹ rántí pé ojú lálá kàn fi ń ṣọ́rí. If you are Yoruba, you understand what I mean. Ojú lálá kàn fi ń ṣọ́rí. Gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ bá rí ń bẹ̀ àtàwọn tẹ́ bá bá ń bẹ̀, you take it with ojú lálá kàn fi ń ṣọ́rí o. Sure, you understand what I mean? So send a message via the WhatsApp number that is now pinned on your screen. What's this? Oto leso. Oto ni o. Because you see, the same way you have in those days where they said, people infiltrated the church just to come, and because they knew that people were trusting each other. As long as you say you're a brother, you know that back in the day, once you say you're a brother in the Lord, everybody believes whatever it is you say. They trust you, they do business with you, they don't need to verify. Other people started taking advantage of it. Those people are seeing Ifa devotees and practitioners spring up from left, right, and center now. Some people will wear these beads and tie this and go as far as anything. Their mind is not inside the fowl. Ẹni tó máa wá fi búrẹ́dì kó lómi ọbẹ̀ jẹ ló ń wá o. One ní lù wá ní jìbìtì ara àtẹ̀mí o. That's why me I don't refer anybody to anybody before they say Iyanifa, the group you refer me to, this is what happened there. I don't do it. So are there groups where people meet? I'm sure there will be. Can I refer you to anyone? Unfortunately not. Iyanifa,
Do you think more Nigerians? Oh, you give so much. Oh.
you give so much, man. Má ṣe Èdùmàrè Elédùn. Ifá ṣeun, Ifá ló lọ́pẹ́ o. Do you think young Nigerians returning to traditional spirituality? Do you think more young Nigerians? Do I think? No, it's not a think, it's reality. We can see it. It's not what I think, it's reality. It's happening every day. More and more people are returning to their roots, to African tradition, African spirituality, more and more. Someone said, in fact, I'm a practicing Buddhist. Okay.
That's good.
A lot of them on TikTok. Because this tends to happen when they seek knowledge and truth. Okay, I don't know what that is. Okay, you responded to someone. Okay. In the US, we call them ops or agents coming to cause mischiefs. I know, right? I know. Please, the number again, please, thanks. Okay, I will pin the number again on the screen, okay. The WhatsApp number is pinned on the screen now. Any more questions? It's already 1 a.m. Pin the number. I've pinned the one number on the screen. Any more questions before we wrap it up? Let's make our Iwuri and then wrap it up if we don't have any other questions. Can I take this? Okay. If you are joining for the first time, every Sunday on this same channel, on YouTube, Iyanifa TV, on TikTok, Ifa College, we have our Sunday morning live streaming, 12 noon Nigerian time, every Sunday, where we teach. Knowledge is what we need. Trust me, you don't need more babalawos to perform rituals for you. It's just knowledge that you need. Is Itefa for everyone in it? Itefa is the Odrifa that Itefa is the Odrifa, is the practice, the Ifa practice that allows you to know your Odri. Your Odri is your purpose in life. So when you ask me the question, is Itefa for everybody? I ask you the question, is everybody supposed to know their purpose in life? Is everybody supposed to know their purpose in life? Is everybody supposed to know their purpose in life? I'm sure your answer is yes. Exactly. So if everybody is supposed to know their purpose in life, and the only way to know the Odrifa that breaks you, which talks about your purpose, is Itefa, so everybody should do Itefa. So that answers the question of people telling you Itefa is not for everybody. It's like you are saying, because if somebody tells you, the next time someone tells you Itefa is not for everybody, please ask that person, those people that Itefa is not for them, how do they know their purpose in life? How do they know their Odu? Maybe the person had a meeting with Onumila and they created another shortcut to it that they did not tell us. The person should come and give us the Odrifa, the Esefa that backs up that statement. Esefa tó ní Ifá lẹlẹ́rìí ìpín wa ṣùgbọ́n àwọn kan ò gbọdọ̀ mọ ìpín wọn. Because that's how we define Ifá. We say Ifá ni ẹlẹ́rìí ìpín. Ifa is the witness of our destiny. So you are saying that Ifa witness the destiny of everybody, but some people are not just supposed to know, and those people conveniently happen to be women. You can see patriarchy somewhere there. You can hear the voice of the colonial master somewhere inside that statement. Because tí o bá kì í ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, báwo lẹnìkan ṣe máa sọ pé obìnrin ò gbọdọ̀ tẹ̀fá? A woman must not, as long as her husband has done it, tẹ̀fá. So if her parents had done Akosejaye for her ní kékeré ńkọ́, before she became somebody's husband ńkọ́, or if she does not marry in this life, she's just supposed to be walking around life aimlessly. Because what? We can see the hands of the colonial masters inside that statement. It's not a Yoruba statement. Those that are echoing it, they are the ones that they paid to come and be talking, and it's always against women. Because they know the spiritual standing of women. They know the spiritual capacity that women hold. So they do not want as many women to know what their purpose is, what their power is, who they are, what they are here to do. But we understand where you are coming from. Not a second time. because this time around they can. Before now, they suppressed Ifa. They told us Ifa is entirely bad. Now we're accepting Ifa. They will still send some people to carry some propagandas inside Ifa to make sure that even if they know some, they don't know everything. They don't know everything. You understand? But we can see them already. We can see them. This is how me, as a person, is looking at them. Like this. I can see all of you. You are not coming here to feel rice, feel bread, again. Go possible. Itefa is for you to know your purpose in life. So anybody that tells you Itefa is not for everybody, help me ask them one question. Say my Yanifa said I should ask you, the people that they are not supposed to do Itefa, how are they supposed to know their purpose? When they answer that question, come back and tell me what they said. And please tell them to back it up with an old referral. Those of you that were on season 1 of Ashe for Today, remember the old refer that we said odù wọ́n dá odù fún gbogbo ayé pé kọ́ lọ máa tẹ̀fá ẹ lọ tẹ̀ wọ́n. Who remembers that odù from Ashe for Today? Who remembers that odù when we did it on Ashe for Today? Is Auntie Lande still on the live streaming? Odù Ifá tó tẹ̀ fún gbogbo ayé. That odù Ifá was divine for the whole world. Wọ́n ní ẹ lọ máa tẹ̀ wọ́n. Go and do Itefa for them, for the whole world. We did it on Ashe for Today. If anybody is on this live streaming who participated in the season 1 of Ashe for Today, please tell me that you remember that Odu. And if you are not here, go to YouTube. You will find the video there that where Odrifa instructed categorically that everybody should do it. Was it the second one? No, it wasn't the second one. The second Odu was Oyekumeji. I remember that. I can't remember the day, but you remembered it, right? I think it was Oyeku. Odrifa Oyeku ni. Oyeku kini kan lodun yẹn. Àtún lọ mú jáde. Wọ́n dáfá fún gbogbo ayé ni o. Wọ́n ní kó lọ tẹ̀fá fún gbogbo ayé. Ẹnìkan wá dé wá ní ọkùnrin kan ló ń tẹ̀fá fún obìnrin kan ní ó lè tẹ̀fá. Ifá foríjì gbogbo wa ṣálẹ̀ ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan. Oh yeah, you will have to do a teaching about Iyanifas in diaspora. It's common to say Iyanifas don't exist. Okay, we will talk about it. Thank you so much. We'll talk about that. It's quite similar to the way Buddhism is practiced, so you don't relinquish your power to others. Exactly. All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So our regular season 2 is starting in October. Season 2 is starting in October. We're starting season 2 of Ashe for Today in October. Ashe for Today is a daily morning live streaming, 6 a.m. Nigerian time every day. We concluded season 1 about a week ago. Season 2 is starting on the 1st of October. But we'll still have our Sunday morning live streaming on Sunday, 12 noon Nigerian time. And then for those of you that I missed it too, trust me, I miss as much as it's demanding. I miss waking up in the morning to share the Odrifa for the day. But we will be back. Thank you so much. Ẹ ṣé gan ni o, adúpẹ́ o, Olódùmarè ọba aláàánú, á túbọ̀ máa ṣàánú fún gbogbo wa. Let's make our ìwúre while we round up. Also pin so that we don't have the need to talk about. The WhatsApp number will be pinned on the screen again. If you have any other questions that I've not responded to, please if you have any other questions I've not responded to, please just send that message via the WhatsApp number. Akodaye Asheba. Àṣèbà tí wáyé ọjọ́, àṣèbà tí wọ̀wọ́ oòrùn, Elédùmarè ọba tẹ́rẹrẹ kárí ayé, àṣèbà àníkíbà wá ṣẹ. Wọ́n ní àdáṣe ní hun mọ́, ìbà ò gbọ́dọ̀ hun mọ́ ènìyàn. Wọ́n léwúrẹ́ tó wọlé tí òjúbà, òun ló dẹran àmúso. Àgùntàn tó wọlé tí òjúbà ló dẹran àmúso. Èmi àti yín ti wọlé àti júbà lénìí, kíbà wá ṣẹ. Ìbà yín ìyá mi ọ̀kẹ́ àlàkẹ́, ẹ̀yin alágogo idẹ. Ẹ̀yin arógbáṣọ má balẹ̀, ẹ̀yin ìyá mi ọlọ́mú kan tí ń fún gba ọmọ ọlọ́mú, ẹlẹ́sẹ̀ kan tí ń bẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀ méjì ìjà. àṣèbà aníkíbà wá ṣẹ o. Ẹ̀yin ìyá mi olókìkí òru, àṣèbà yín, ẹ̀yin atẹ̀dọ̀jòrò òǹró, ẹ̀yin apanimáyọ̀dà, ẹ̀yin ìyá mi òṣòromọnìgà, ẹ̀yin ọlọ́wọ́ gbọgbọrọ tí ń gbọmọ ẹ̀ lọ́fín ayé, ẹ̀yin ìyá mi abiyamọ ọlọ́jà gbọ̀rọ̀gbọ̀rọ̀ tí ò jẹ́ kọ́mọ ó jábọ́, àṣèbà aníkíbà wá ṣẹ o. Gbogbo òrìṣà, gbogbo orúnmọlẹ̀ tó dilẹ̀ káàárọ̀ òjíire mú la ṣèbà fún, aníkíbà wá ṣẹ o. Oṣóolé ajúbà, àjẹlé ajúbà, gbogbo agbára, gbogbo irúnmọlẹ̀, gbogbo àwọn aláṣekù, àwọn tó ṣàwokù sẹ́yìn fáwa, àṣèbà aníkíbà wá ṣẹ o. Níbi gbogbo tẹ́ ẹ bá ti ń wò mí, wọ́n ní ire lójú owó ń rí, ire lójú yín á máa rí láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Wọ́n níjọ́ tí òrí bá fojú kan òòrùn, ìjọ́ yẹn ló ń yọ. Ọkùnrin ni o, obìnrin ni, ọmọdé ni, àgbà ni, dúdú ni, funfun ni, lẹ́bọ lóògùn ni, amọ́niṣe ni, afàìmọ́niṣe ni, oṣóolé ni, àjẹlé ni, aṣeni tán bá ní dárò ni, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè wọ́n á máa yọ́nú sèmi àti yín, àṣẹ. Ibi gbogbo tá a bá kọjú sí, ire la máa rí níbẹ̀. Àtọ̀tún àtòsí lẹyẹlé fi ń kóre wá, ire owó, ire ọlá, ire ọlà ló máa kó wá fún wa lórígun mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin àgbáláyé láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Wọ́n ní irun orí ló ń bàṣírí orí, èékánná ọwọ́ ló ń bàṣírí ọwọ́, èékánná ẹsẹ̀ ló ń bàṣírí ẹsẹ̀. Ọmọ aráyé á fi owó, wọ́n á fi ọlá, wọ́n á fi ire, wọ́n á fojú rere, wọ́n á fẹ̀yọ́nú, wọ́n á fi bò wá láṣìírí láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ṣèbí gbogbo ara báyìí ló ń bo àṣírí ìfun àti ẹ̀dọ̀. Ọmọ aráyé á máa bò yín láṣìírí. Àṣírí ẹ̀kọ́ kì í tú lójú ewé, àṣírí wa ò ní tú lójú ọmọ aráyé láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo bá a ṣe ń lù á máa dún fún wa, gbogbo bá a ṣe ń pè á máa jẹ́. Iṣẹ́ kékeré owó ńlá òun làwọn aláṣekù máa gbé fún wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ibi tó kù díẹ̀ káàtó sí, àwọn aláṣekù wọn á ṣe tiwa láṣẹ pé Ifá á gbè wá, ìṣẹ̀ṣe á gbè wá, àwọn alálẹ̀ ilẹ̀ yìí wọ́n á gbè wá láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ìṣọkùnrin ni, ìṣobìnrin ni, ìṣọmọdé ni, ìṣàgbà ni, ẹni tá a máa ṣẹ̀ tí ò ní dáríjì wá, Elédùmarè ọba òkè ò ní jẹ́ ká ṣẹ̀ wọ́n láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ẹ̀yọ́nú la máa rí o, lórí ọmọ, lórí ọkọ, lórí aya, lórí iṣẹ́, lórí ilé, àní kábàámọ̀, àní sunkún. Ọmọ aráyé ò ní bọ́ bàtà ọ̀fọ̀ síwájú ilé ẹnì kọ̀ọ̀kan wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Wọ́n ní ẹrù tálábíàmọ́ yìí wọn ò ní gbé wá ká wa mọ́lé o, àní lóko ọmọ lọ́rùn. Gbogbo àwọn ọmọ tá a ti mọ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọn láṣẹ Èdùmàrè, wọn ò ní fi wálẹ̀ sáyé lọ. Ìjọ́ táwọn ọmọ wa bá ń ṣe nǹkan rere, nǹkan ribiribi, nǹkan jàǹkànjàǹkàn tó ń ṣe nǹkan lóríire, ọmọ aráyé ò ní dìde ìṣẹ́jú kan fèmí àti yín láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Iṣu ọmọ tó tà ń gún lọ́wọ́ báyìí á jiná fún wa jẹ. Ìgbà tó bá wá máa délẹ̀ kò ní gbóná jù, kò ní tutù jù, kò ní kan lẹ́nu wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ọmọ aráyé ò ní fọmọ dààmú wa o. Ọmọ aráyé ò ní fáwọn ọmọ wa dààmú wa o láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àìsàn kéré ó tóbi ni, wọn ò ní fi kankan nu ṣe wa, wọn ò ní fa àìsàn, wọn ò ní fi iṣan ara wa, wọn ò ní fi gbé wa dè, wọn ò ní fomi ara wa, wọn ò ní fi gbé wa dè láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àní ṣìwí, àní ṣìsọ, àní tẹ ojú ayé mọ́lẹ̀, àní taṣọ àgbà mọ́lẹ̀ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo ibi tá a lọ, ire la máa bá níbẹ̀. Wọ́n ní kò sí bọ́mọdé ṣe máa jẹ̀kọ tí ò ní ra lọ́wọ́, kò sí bá ṣe máa ṣe ọrùn wa torí ò ní mì láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ẹ̀kọ́ tó rá wa lọ́wọ́, àwọn tó láyé wọ́n á bá wa mú kúrò, wọ́n á bá wa ṣàn kúrò, wọ́n á fi ẹ̀yọ́nú báyìí, wọ́n á fi wò wá ní láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àwọn àgbàlagbà ò ní bínú sí wa o, àwọn òrìṣà ò ní bínú sí wa o, àwọn alálẹ̀ ilẹ̀ ò ní bínú sí wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo ibi tá a wá ti ń ṣe, tá à ń fọwọ́ ṣiṣẹ́, àní kábàámọ̀ níbẹ̀. Àwa tá a ṣiṣẹ́ náà la máa dúró, tá a máa gbẹ̀tọ́ wa, tá a máa gbèrè wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ìjọ́ tí ẹ̀tọ́ wa bá tó gbà, wọn ò ní fi ṣọwọ́ sọ́mọ ẹlòmíì láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lókè òkun, nǹkan tẹ́ máa jẹ lẹ wá lọ, ẹ̀ ní pàdé èyí tó máa jẹ yín níbẹ̀. Wọn ò ní fòkun yín, wọn ò ní fi ránṣẹ́ sílé, ẹ̀ ní gbé sájò láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ẹ̀ ní faṣọ péńpé, ẹ̀ ní fi roko ọba o. Nílùú ibi tẹ́ ẹ wà, ẹ̀yin lẹ máa ṣolórí níbẹ̀, ẹ̀yin lẹ máa gbérí níbẹ̀, ẹ̀yin lẹ máa ṣòwò níbẹ̀, ẹ̀yin lẹ máa jèrè níbẹ̀ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Wọ́n ní bá a ṣe ń lọ sájò, a máa kéré oko délé. Àtẹ̀mí àtẹ̀yin a máa kéré oko délé láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àní ṣe lásán, àní báráyé fọwọ́ tì o. Àní láṣẹ Èdùmàrè, ẹ̀ ní ṣe lásán, ẹ̀ ní faráyé, ẹ̀ ní bọ́mọ aráyé, ẹ̀ ní bá wọn fọwọ́ tì. Wọ́n ní láàrin màrìwò òun ní pèrègùn tí ń kẹ́ṣọ̀ ròde, láàrin àwọn ọ̀tá yín lẹ ti máa gbélé ayé ṣe rere. Èyí tó bá wá ní kò ní ṣojú òun níbẹ̀, Ògúnlákayé á fi ẹ̀jẹ̀ wọn wẹ̀, èṣù á ṣe wọ́n bọ́ṣẹ́ ṣe ń ṣojú láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ wọn báyìí òun ẹ̀yin máa fi gùn débi gíga láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo ọwọ́ tọ̀tá bá gbé lórí yín, lórí ọkọ ni, lórí aya ni, lórí ọmọ ni, lórí ẹbí ni, lórí iṣẹ́ iṣẹ́ yín ni, lórí ìdókòwò yín ni, gbogbo ọwọ́ tó bá gbé báyìí ara wọn ló máa fi nà. Wọ́n ní ẹni tó bá kó eérú báyìí òun lérú ń wọ́tọ̀, àwọn ní eérú ìbànújẹ́ máa wọ́tọ̀ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Òkò tó ń sọ lọ́pẹ́lọpẹ́ ń sọ lú ní o, gbogbo ẹni tó bá sọ̀kò ìbànújẹ́ nítorí èmi àti yín ó máa padà sórí wọn láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo àdáwọ́lé wa adire 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 láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Wọ́n ní àfẹ́káyé báyìí látẹ́gùn ń fẹ́, kógo èmi àti yín wá máa fẹ́ kárí ayé báyìí láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ibi gbogbo tá a bá ń lọ, ayọ̀ ayọ̀ òun ló máa bá wa. Wọ́n ní kọ́mọ aráyé máa fẹnu yọ̀ wí tiwa, kó má fẹnu àtẹ́ wí tiwa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Iyọ̀ ló ní kémi àti yín ká láyọ̀, owó ẹyọ ló ní kọ́mọ aráyé máa yọ̀ mọ́ wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ojúmọ́ kan kì í mọ́ kí balùwẹ̀ má gbore, bójúmọ́ ṣe ń mọ́ lójoojúmọ́ èmi àti yín á máa gbore. Ore owó, ore ọlá, ore ìdùnnú, ore ayọ̀, ore ìgbéga òun ló máa jẹ́ tiwa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ìṣẹ́gun báyìí ni ògùn lákàáyé máa ń gbé wá, ìṣẹ́gun ló máa jẹ́ tiwa. Wọ́n ní ọ̀nà ò kì í dí mọ́ lọ́kọ̀, kò kì í dí má ládàá, ọ̀nà ò ní dí mọ́ wa. Ọ̀nà rírí jẹ, ọ̀nà rírí mu, ọ̀rọ̀ ayọ̀, ọ̀nà ìṣẹ́gun kò ní dí mọ́ èmi àti yín láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ògùn lákàáyé ló lànà falára, òun ló lànà fàjèrò, ògùn lákàáyé á lànà fèmí àti yín láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo àdáwọ́lé wa ó ti dire o. Ifá gbè wá ọ̀pá ṣe ń gbẹ́bọ fáwọn ètùtù, ẹbọ á fín, ẹbọ á dà, ẹbọ á darí ire wá sí wa, á darí ìbànújẹ́ kúrò lọ́dọ̀ wa, ẹbọ á dòde ọ̀run. Igúnnugún tí ń jẹbọ ọ̀ṣálú ayé á jẹbọ èmi àti yín, àkàlàmàgbò tó ń jẹbọ ọ̀ṣálú ọ̀run á jẹbọ wa. Àwa náà wá máa padà, à á ṣẹnu rere kí awo máa yin Ifá yin Elédùmarè nítorí èmi àti yín láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Wọ́n ní àwíṣẹ ní tifá, àfọ̀ṣẹ ní tọ̀rúnmìlà. Èyí tá a wí lénìí àṣẹ ti gùn, arọ̀ ti rọ̀ mọ́, torí àbátálágẹmọ́ bá dá òun lòrìṣà òkè gbà. A tún ti dábàá lénìí, òrìṣà òkè ti bá wa gbà. Ó ti rí bẹ́ẹ̀, ó ti ṣẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ o láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àṣẹ. Thank you very much for joining us today. I am Iyanifa Awobankefa, popularly known as Iyanifa Ewa, the founder of the Ifa College. And this is my husband, Dibiakana. Seriously, let me say a big thank you to him. I know that this my live streaming is stressful. Yes, and husband is a very gentle person, does not like stress. So thank you very much for coming. We appreciate it. We love you. We value your presence here, and everybody loves you. On behalf of everybody on this live stream, I say thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for bringing me on.
We appreciate you. So until Sunday, when we will meet you again on the live stream, it might just be only me on Sunday, don't worry. But until Sunday, on this same live streaming, 12 noon Nigerian time, which is 7 a.m. on the EST, and every other time in between. Dalu. Somebody said Dalu. Dalu. Eledumare, you continue to bless your own homes too. Eshegon. Someone said Gakana is not buying that. Oh, my space plenty. We will see you again. We will see you again some other time.